Live, baby.
Do you guys want to post something on the
I'm
Instagram
doing
or
it now.
whatever? Okay.
I actually no, I'm doing Discord. You can.
We're
Or
fine. We're
Discord
fine.
too.
Are we li- Are we live? Are we live?
We're live. Hello, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
This
Hello.
is a very special All No Nerds live because
Back.
we're back. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we are going to be talking about. I guess we'll talk about other stuff, but our main topic today is issue 1 of War of the Bounty Hunters, which is
actually,
comic. What?
I would say our main topic is to shout out to our faithful
And
Discord
and our
viewers.
Discord and our Discord. Yes.
And they were Hustle Mando and Jedi General.
Yes.
We're talking up a storm
The folks.
about Grey
What up,
Grey
Nerd Herd?
Jedi. And so I wanted to talk about
we'll
that.
We'll talk about that too. Yeah, we got some stuff, but I was thinking.
But yes, War of the Bounty Hunters.
War of the Bounty Hunters. I literally just finished it.
Have it here.
We all have it.
Everyone
show it off.
your
Show it
copy.
off.
Just
show
for
it off.
authenticity.
It's real.
We all have
Very
it.
real.
Did you have like yours in a car? You have yours card? Or
I do.
sleeved?
I bag and board.
Actually takes care of
Do you have your own, or do you do it? You just have at the shop.
Oh, I have my own. Yeah.
Oh, you do have your own. Okay, that's cool. Didn't know that. Johnny did not fall into the canyon. No, he did not. I'm here.
No,
He's
okay.
safe.
I'm home.
He's safe. He made it home.
I didn't fall.
She's
but-
safe. Is she all right? I woke up this morning and I went, Johnny.
All right.
I turned to Johnny. What happened to Johnson?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm all good. But.
And
do
he
you
said,
wanna
I
just
don't
get
have
in-
echo. And I went, no.
I know. So, although Jedi General, shout out to you, buddy. Anyways, do we want to just start talking about the comic? Do we want to wait a couple minutes just for people to hopefully come in or something?
I mean,
What are we thinking?
firstly, I think, well, obviously, spoiler warning, right?
Oh,
Spoiler-
yes.
Is
It's
that?
in the title. It's in the title.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say it again.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. Spoiler. Spoiler. Spoiler. Spoiler.
It's in the
Spoiler.
title. It's on you if you get spoiled.
Spoiler stuff. Wow, damn. Just blaming
Yes.
the audience. Hey, it's your fault, okay?
Wait,
No,
I mean,
no,
It's
no.
your fault. It's all your fault, okay? What, leave.
it
You know what?
actually
Just
would
leave.
be. I would put it on you if you got spoiled.
Well, I think we should go into a little bit like our backgrounds with the comics in general because we just had
Sure.
Broaxium on and that was a great
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was awesome.
comic
If
episode.
you have not, I mean, I think all of you
Um,
guys have checked it out that are in here right now. But if you
my
have not,
favorite
check
episode
it
we've
out.
done.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It's
That
a
was a
shame
lot of
it's
fun.
being slain by the algorithm. But,
I know.
It happens. It
Oh,
happens.
it was a great episode. Definitely go check
Yes,
Broaxium out. But they're
awesome.
big into comics. They're
Yeah.
big comic people.
They
and
are
so-
they are a comic channel.
yeah, they are
Yeah.
a comic channel.
Yeah, I mean-
And so I got to thrive a little bit because I read all that stuff.
Yes.
So but yeah,
I think I'm getting back into comics again because I used to read them a lot, but
but you guys go first. What's
No,
your
no.
because this is a pretty big event. This is the biggest crossover that we've had in Star Wars. This is the first one
for
we've had in a couple
for Disney
years.
Comics.
For period.
Period.
This
You
is, the
think?
this is the biggest Star. No, not this is the biggest Star Wars.
Oh,
crossover.
not Dark Horse didn't do anything
Period.
like this.
Well, they did it like this, just not as big. This
Right.
is 34 issues. But the closest thing I can think of is Vector, and that was like 20 issues, I want to say. But this is 34. This
was
is
that
huge.
was that Disney or was that Dark Horse?
That was Dark Horse.
That was Dark Horse.
Yes.
Dylan, you can go first. You wanna?
Yeah. So I am not a veteran comic reader, especially not. I mean, I haven't even touched one of the in this line. So I just picked up. I was told just if you want to get into it, just pick it up here. Just do it, and then you can read all this stuff before. I thought it was awesome. I thought this issue was awesome. Just
It was
every
really cool.
panel was so beautiful. It was the illustrations were spot on.
Yeah.
first
Who
of
did
all,
the art?
Ross.
Ross.
I
Yeah.
believe. Our
Yeah.
good friend
This
Ross.
cover's sick too, though. Oh, Ross from MGF Customs.
Yeah,
He
this
drew
is
it?
MGF Customs. Yeah.
MGF Customs drew it. Oh, really?
right?
Yeah, I have, all my,
So
Cool.
I have all my variants here, viewers.
Yeah, show them off. Show them
Yeah,
off.
you got all
Dylan,
the
keep
good ones.
going. Levi's gonna show off his variant covers. Yep.
yeah, and I mean Boba Fett just like nailed his what's it called, like his dialogue and
Sounds
stuff.
cool.
I read everything in the Boba Fett voice, And
Yeah.
then that ending.
Well, Charles
ending
Soule.
was
It's because
just
Charles
insane.
Soule is a great writer. And if
Yeah,
you want to get
Charles
into Star
Soule is
Wars
great.
canon stuff, just read Charles Soule.
Yeah.
He's
Charles
written.
Soule, yeah.
He has written. Let's see if I can rattle off the top of my head. Obi-Wan and Anakin,
Yeah.
Poe Dameron,
Yeah.
Darth Vader, Star Wars the main run now.
Did he
and
do Rise of Kylo Ren as well?
He wrote Rise of Kylo Ren
Yeah.
and he wrote Light of the Jedi.
He
First High
isn't.
Republic book.
He did it. Oh wait, yeah, that was his first book.
That was his first book, yeah.
Hmm.
So man's been popping, and he wrote
Popping
Lando
off.
too. He wrote Lando as well.
Lando. Yeah.
It's great.
Is
Lando.
Lando good?
Yes.
Yeah?
It's Star Wars Explained's favorite comic.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Interesting.
got the Afro Pride cover. Happy
Afro
Pride
Pride
Month,
cover.
dude. Something about the Star Wars Pride logo. It hits different, dude. It's like
Does it?
Yeah, it's
I gotta
cool.
take a look.
with the rainbow coming
It's
off with the
cool.
Star
Oh, yeah, that's
Wars
cool.
logo.
Looks
It's
dope.
It
so
looks very
dope looking.
vintage.
Yeah.
Looks very
Yeah,
retro.
it's the
Well,
vintage.
yeah, that's the vintage
Yeah,
logo.
it's the vintage logo with it.
Yeah.
And then we have the Forlock. I'm getting his head beat off.
Oh
cover.
yeah, that's big. And they
Beat
threw
off.
it off the side.
What a beast.
Also, Bib Fortuna, big Bib Fortuna fan.
Boba!
Good to see him.
Boba!
It's my
But-
favorite.
But before we get too much into the ending, Johnny, what do you think about the comic?
Oh, well, I want to talk about my relationship with comics, but
Yeah,
yes, at the
relationship,
same
come
time, yeah, dude, this is really cool. Actually, I'm excited. I am someone like who got kind of. So I don't really like. I mean, it's cool to like go. I mean, the closest comic book store to me to Dylan and I is like about half an hour, so it's a little bit of a drive. So, it's not it's not an awful thing, but I like just going back every month, or whatever. But so that's how I kind of fell off of comics. But I started.
Digital is the way to go.
Digital is the way to go. But
You want to keep up anyway.
I like.
You want to keep up.
Yeah, I like
Like to
actually.
There's no ads, and there's no ads too.
I like actually
ads.
having
ads are awesome.
the actual book though in my hand. Like
Need
this
some kind of
this
shield.
is really good. Like I have not had a. I want to show my other things that I picked up at the store as well. But yeah, so I definitely read way more DC when I was younger. Marvel like a little bit more Spider-Man than anything. But so not much Star Wars, but I did read like when they first started doing them. Marvel Comics started doing them. I have like Vader. I have the original Star Wars first volume or whatever. And that kind of fell off. But now I'm very excited because I have been picking up more comics lately, and I feel like I'm getting back into it, which is exciting. And this I've not read a Star Wars comic in a while, and since like Son of Dathomir, which I got like a couple months ago, but. This is a great book so far. So, anyways, I wanted to show what else I got. I got the Alpha comic, which I'm gonna read. I have not read it yet because I literally Dylan and I just got home and read the first issue.
Bye, Mandy.
Bye,
Hey,
Mandy. Thanks for
popping
coming.
in.
And then I got this is Amazing Spider-Man: Kraven's Last Hunt, and there is a Kraven the Hunter movie
Craven.
coming out that's in production by Sony.
Quicksilver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
So
strange.
I don't know. I don't really. Not in full support of that, but the book is really cool. And I was in New York and I was trying to find
New York.
find this graphic novel, and they didn't have it because it was sold out because that was the same day that the movie was announced. But I did find it at our local comic book shop, so it was cool. But that's what I picked up, and yeah. In regards to the War of the Bounty Hunters, the issue, really cool. Boba was really cool in it, and we'll go into spoilers, but I want Levi to talk more.
Well, yes. So I've read every single canon and Legends, almost every single Legends comic. So
You can see it behind him, people. If you
big
can see.
into comics. So
More a
this,
little bit. Let
and
people
this
see.
for me. And this for
Look
me.
at that, huh?
My comics are here though. I got the
Yeah.
So I have single issues. You can't see them. I have a box.
You have boxes, yeah.
These are oversized hardcovers on this shelf. Down here are Epic Collections, which are the Legends stuff. Marvel does that, reprinting all of their old stuff so that you can get like X-Men.
Didn't they start doing
things
that
like that.
recently, or they? I thought they started
About
reprinting.
6 years ago, but
reprinting the Dark Horse stuff, or
Mhm.
the okay.
ever since from the second that Marvel got the license back, they've been reprinting the Dark Horse stuff under Marvel publishing, so
Okay.
they can make
Got it. Didn't know that.
revenue
Okay.
from it.
Anyways,
And then at the bottom is trades. So those are like that's when. So comics are usually told but month to month, and every 5 to 6 issue is a story arc. So like Clone Wars, we have like 3 episodes is an arc of a show. Like there's arcs of comics, and so then they collect those into books you can read that are about like 150 pages, and so it goes on there. But so I've read everything, and when I tell you that War of the Bounty Hunters is shaping up to be one of my favorite Star Wars comic things
Very
or
cool.
Star Wars things ever, I mean it. Like this is the Charles Soule, who we mentioned before, is an excellent Star Wars writer, and he's been building in the main Star Wars run, which is this is all taking place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. He's really been building on Luke, and Greg Pak has really been building on Vader, and it is like really good. And then
AJ's on his way. Okay.
it is
Sounds good.
all come into this huge crossover in War of the Bounty Hunters, and
How many
it's
separate
very
series are jumped into this? So I know Afra, Vader, main
there
one of Star
are-
Wars.
technically speaking there are 6.
6.
So there is, as you said, all the 4 main runs: Bounty Hunters, Afra, Star Wars, and Vader.
Yeah.
Then you have this War of the Bounty Hunters, which is its own
Separate
miniseries.
series, yeah.
And then you have the one shots, which are it's like each bounty hunter is going to get an individual.
Has there
comic.
been
So-
one yet?
No, there's not.
There's not been. Okay, so I thought.
That comes out this month.
Got it,
End
got
of
it.
this month, I believe.
Who is it?
I want to say.
Oh wait, there's a list, right? There's the list on the back of the book, right?
I want to say Jabba. I mean, Jabba might be next month.
We'll admit AJ. Johnny, get ready to make some adjustments if you have to.
No, I don't.
AJ
All
has
good.
entered the chat.
Yo,
Hey.
there he is.
What's up, AJ?
Sprinkler guy or whatever.
Sprinkler.
Didn't know you guys would be on at 6:30 and run around my backyard.
guy.
This guy.
Here I am.
How's
All
it going?
sweaty.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Not bad. How's it going?
It's going.
Alright.
Dylan and I just got back from Newberry Comics, which I know AJ will know
Ooh.
what that is. So
Oh, yeah.
we just got back and
Corporate.
we just finished the first.
Yeah, hold it up.
issue.
Hold it up.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Hold up.
again,
Hold it up. Hold
for
it up.
authenticity. Everyone
Hold up.
show
Hey.
It's real.
I literally just read it. Well, Dylan and I just read it before we started, but
Yeah,
it
just
was
speed
great.
ran.
It was great. We were just talking
Fantastic.
about our like
Our own experiences
our
with
own
the
ex-
Star Wars comics.
well, and just comics in general. But so we were talking about. Do you want to talk about that? Like, what's your relationship been with comics? Like, when did you start kind of officially?
Have you
getting
read
into
it? Have you read the runs that have led up to this?
Well, that too. Yeah, that too.
Yes, I've read the runs leading up to this, which is very exciting to see them all starting to cross,
Converge. Yeah, it's cool.
converge. Good
Yeah.
word. Good word. As far as comics and me, I was never really a big comics guy. I know I've
Yeah.
talked about that with Levi a lot. He recently got super into them as well. He mentioned, but I don't know. I would always go to comic cons,
Yeah.
comic cons, but I was
Yeah.
never into comics. And I'm really only into Star Wars comics. I won't really read Marvel stuff or DC
Yeah.
stuff really. So,
Cool.
but yeah,
Yeah,
now
nice.
I'm super into them, and I don't want to miss any of them really. Especially the latest Darth Vader run, the Gregory Pack run is like
Yeah.
fantastic. So
Yeah, Mark Hamilton points out, and let's just jump into it because we got a lot of people
Do you
here.
want to go into it?
Yeah.
Let's just talk spoilers.
Yeah.
So, but Mark Hamilton mentions Zuckuss and Forlom one shot coming after they get killed in one fake outs question mark.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I don't think they're dead.
Well,
Zuckuss is
Forlom was just torn apart.
yeah, he's a
Yeah.
droid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's
he can
true.
get
They
fixed.
can't kill our boys like
But
that.
in terms of Zuckuss, Zuckuss is a Gand Findsman, and so he has a connection to the Force, and he can he has like foresight.
Oh my
and he
God,
can
that'd
do
be
that.
funny if we saw that in the comic, though.
Yeah.
And so, what?
That'd be cool if we saw that in the comic, is what I'm saying. The one shot for Zuckuss, if we saw that, like.
Well, we have seen that, and he's been in Bounty Hunters.
Oh,
Zuckuss.
I wouldn't know. So.
Yeah. We've seen his ability, but in this, he says like he can sort of like see vaguely in the future. He says Zuckuss will not die that way, or die this
Okay.
way. So I don't think
Cool.
Zuckuss is dead. I think it's pretty. I don't think the one shot's going to be a prequel. I think that'd be weird because we literally have the exact prequel to this issue in the Bounty Hunters comic
Yeah.
for Zuckuss and Forlom. If you want that story,
Mm-hmm.
so I think yes, I think it is a fake out. And if Hassel Mando says if Zuckuss survives the fall, then Mace Windu should survive his fall too. Well, there is precedent for bounty hunters on Nar Shaddaa surviving falls specifically in the comics. There's a lot of floating trash trucks that
Oh, yeah.
Dengar's landed in one. I think it's not too crazy if Zuckuss lands in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested because they obviously I don't know when exactly this was written, but they know Boba Fett's going to become a really big character in Star Wars canon with Book of Boba Fett. So I wonder if they
This
plan
is
on
the year
tying.
of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
I wonder
sure.
if they plan on tying anything from the comics.
Well, yeah. Let's hold on. Let's set up the overall plot for people
Yeah.
who don't know.
But I do
Right,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I do think so. There will be
I
ties
do think
to
so
it,
as well.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, this is like back in the day. There was in the 90s. There was Shadows of the Empire, which took
Mhm.
place in between Empire and Jedi, and in that,
Mhm.
bounty hunters were coming after Boba Fett to try and steal Han Solo. They never succeeded, but that was a comic, a book. Here, Han Solo's been taken, and Boba Fett is pissed, and as is everybody. And so now everyone, because when we'll get into it, but Han Solo is really important to a lot of people in the whole galaxy.
They said he connects the galaxy. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you think about it, he is literally he's owed by or owes like literally everyone in the galaxy. He's like this.
Yeah.
He's a pretty, which I love that because it adds more weight to that scene in Force Awakens where Rey's like the smuggler and Finn's like, no, the rebellion general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And,
Chewie did
and,
kind of that
and,
too.
and Chewie's just like, dude, I don't know, like this
Yeah.
guy.
You know what he's
And Han's like, I used to be, because
Yeah.
this dude is like a galactic celebrity, and everyone knows this guy. Like Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker is a myth, but people know Han Solo is real. Like this
yeah.
guy got around.
This panel
The
was
Kessel
super
Run,
cool.
man.
Yes, there's.
Yeah, I was
Solo
pointing that out. It's all,
Look at
and
that
that's where it
smirk.
says like he
Yeah.
connects the
Pretty
connects the galaxy.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. So
Look at his
So-
cute little face. Come on.
let's just jump
I love
into it. It's revealed in this issue that Crimson Dawn has returned.
No.
Oh
And-
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Kira is leading them and has taken Han Solo in an effort to
This is
sort of-
this is Solo 2.
in
For
an
everybody
effort.
wanted
Nah, and in this is like Solo 3, if anything. I think we skipped
Yeah.
over Solo 2 and now we're on Solo 3.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
in terms of
Solo
timeline.
4.
What
This
is
is like Solo 3 or 4, yeah. So
Okay,
I'll
okay.
get into it because
Sup, Cody?
Kira, like Crimson Dawn, there's a lot of stuff that's alluded to, like when Maul fell out of power, some stuff went down. Crimson Dawn it faded from light. It used to be a really powerful crime syndicate. We know that from Solo, from Clone Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crimson Dawn was a big deal.
Yes.
It lost that. Now it's coming back, and Kira, leading Crimson Dawn, has identified that this guy,
Dope
Han Solo,
outfit.
is worth so much to everybody that it could like return Crimson Dawn to power.
Mhm.
And so this is like her power play of, I'm inviting everybody to this one place, and you're gonna have to like
Right, it's Jabba.
get this guy. Yeah, send out. The implication is like the Empire, Jabba, like
Because we don't
everybody's gonna
really
come.
know. Like, I mean, besides the comics, I guess. Like, we didn't. I feel like I don't really know what like the crime syndicate is like around like the OT. I just feel like there isn't like much
Yeah,
about it. I just all it is like Jabba.
Yeah, Hustle Manda's
Yeah, you
like,
know the
poor
Hutts.
Han
The Hutts?
can't trust.
Yeah.
can't
Well,
trust
is she really
the
gonna
Hutts.
give up Han just like that?
Well, I
like,
think
I feel like she has a
implication-
ruse.
The implication in the
Well-
issue is that for everyone. The implication in the issue is that she is not really. She's using Han to save herself. She's in a pretty bad position, is what it seems.
Yeah.
And
that's
she
true.
says,
Yeah.
she says to Han's, slab of carbonite that you always wanted to save me. Now you're gonna be able to.
Mhm.
And it's not like she's gonna unfreeze him and then like, oh, save me. It's like you got to save my ass with your with your
Just
value.
you.
Body,
You-
yeah.
Yeah.
Or your
And
carbonite
like
block.
it's So Hustlemando's right. Poor Han can't trust those exes. So, but
Mm.
before you keep talking, yeah, I think this is like Solo 3 or 4 in terms
Yeah,
of
like
the
down the
timeline.
line, yeah.
Well,
This is
yeah,
way
I
down the line.
guess. I mean, yeah, I guess.
I think we could still get a Solo 2
for now.
I
In
hope. I hope.
the time.
Yeah,
No, this is really cool. I'm really glad that they're bringing. The story seems cool. I mean, like going into it, I did not expect Kira to be involved.
No, I mean
It makes sense, obviously. Like it totally makes sense, but I just didn't expect it. But
Well,
super
yeah.
cool reveal though.
And I mean, it raises the question: did they bring her in because they have plans to use her in live action, or did they
Yeah.
bring her in because they don't have plans and they're just like, you know what, throw Kira?
I
in
feel
that.
like it just like adds salt to the wound if they don't bring her to back into like live action
Mhm.
stuff or
Yeah.
animated stuff for that matter. Levi and I were texting today about it, and I was like, Lucasfilm would be fools not to, do something with Crimson Dawn and
Wouldn't be the
Kira
first
in
time
live
they're
action
fools.
or with a show or something.
Yeah.
So.
I know. I agree with you there.
Also, the Kira, when we see her at the end, she hasn't aged like a day. It looks like.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
because she's only like 34 or 35.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
if
yeah,
she-
wasn't
if
Han
she-
like 20 something? And
If she's like young 20s in Solo,
I
which is what
guess.
they're supposed to be, it's only
Yeah.
been like
No,
10 or 12
I see what AJ
years,
means though. It is a little like
she
Also-
keeps herself, I don't know.
I know, but
Honestly,
like
I don't know,
from
but
like
like
mid
but
20s
like
to mid
Bo-Katan-
30s, like
be thinking like Bo-Katan.
yeah, Bo-Katan.
I
Bo-Katan
don't
is way worse.
I mean,
Bo-Katan was like 17
how
or whatever.
old is
and she's
Amelia
like,
Clark?
know.
I don't know.
Must be
Probably
early
late 30s. Who
Yeah,
knows?
late 30s.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like she just looks like Amelia Clark. She
Yeah.
just keeps
Yeah.
herself
Yeah.
in. Yeah, Amelia Clark's 34, so she'd be
Or-
around that age.
Maybe
Yeah,
they've
see-
already been in the plans of doing something with Amelia Clark, who's like, how old did you say she was?
34.
34.
Oh wow. So
People
maybe they're already
people-
doing something
Yeah,
with
people
her.
are saying
and they're
maybe
like,
she's
oh,
in
well,
maybe
That'd be
she's
cool.
in Book of Boba. So
Yeah,
they're setting up
yeah.
a,
Yeah.
they're setting up a
Oh,
rivalry.
where
true.
she'd be
I
even
didn't think of
older. But yeah.
Do you think the show
No.
that'd be funny if the show was based on or like a continuation of the comic?
I would be down
That'd
for
be
that. I don't
interest-
see
that'd be really
why
interesting.
she couldn't be.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the crime world, right? It'd be
Yeah,
clearly,
no,
like,
I'm
this-
saying it would be really cool.
This plan of hers like failed if she's gonna be in that.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, I
'cause
mean,
we don't really hear from Crimson Dawn.
spoiler: Han Solo ends up in Jabba's
Jabba's
clutches,
palace.
Jabba's
Yeah.
palace in Return of the Jedi. So I mean, like,
Right.
it happens eventually. But
Spoilers.
Yeah.
yeah, spoilers.
I never
for-
even considered
Jedi.
that Boba didn't just get Jabba to or get
Yeah.
Han to Jabba like easily, you know.
Mm.
Yeah,
But we know he's the one that does it, right? Or it's
Uh,
I mean, him and
yeah,
Jabba are on
yeah,
good
yeah.
terms
Implied,
by then.
I
So
guess.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
That's how-
changes everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
That is what it was implied, but maybe not. Like I don't.
Well, I mean,
No,
now
I
it
think
seems
so.
like
Still
that
has
that can
something
certainly
to
be
do with-
changed. You know, it seems like, but it seems like Boba and him are still on good terms. At least.
I'd have to go.
by the
Yeah, I'd
end,
have to
you
go
know?
back and watch the scene, just like
This
in
ship
Jabba's
is
palace, to see
crazy.
if they
Yeah, that should.
Yeah.
What if-
The Vermilion.
Yes.
you're
Oh, I
frozen
froze
there,
here.
but
Let
AJ.
me,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a very cool looking ship. And okay,
Weird.
let me tell you a little story. I know too much about Star Wars. I'm a freak. So I literally
Yeah.
the first
me about
page, the first
Kidding, I'm
page,
kidding.
the first
Yeah, it's cool
freaking
shit.
page
Oh, yeah.
is Margot's hand, and you're like, who the hell is Margot? And you're
Yeah,
like,
no
what does
idea.
that mean? That hand,
Yeah.
and it also happens to be I had watched Solo just that night.
Yeah.
That character is in Solo, and immediately I recognized
Oh,
she's
Yeah,
she's-
Jamie did too.
Yeah,
Too bad she's
she's
not on here.
yeah, she's the person who greets them when they show up on the first light, Dryden Voss's yacht, and she's like, something
Yeah.
something to buy
That
a
her?
spec. Yeah, her. Yeah, she's in
Oh,
the
is
movie,
she?
and
Oh,
she has a few
interesting.
lines in the
Oh,
movie, and you see her
okay.
prominently in the movie, and I immediately recognized her hand, and because it's such a distinct look.
Yeah.
And when the
Wow.
when Kira says Margot, I'm like, that's Margot. I'm like, this is Kira.
Yeah.
So instantly,
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the Crimson
That's
Dawn
awesome.
design on the ship and stuff. But yeah, I felt like it. I was like, I know too much. I
Yeah.
was
Did
like-
you
I
guys
was like,
see all like the hubbub? Like, I didn't get spoiled on social media, but I just saw everyone talking about it. Like, oh, that reveal and this and that.
I did. Yeah.
And
yeah.
so like overnight that made me speculate. And literally before I went to get the comic, I said, I bet it's Kira to Jamie. And I don't know. I don't know what made me think that really, but like what could be as big? Because I knew the plot, Han Solo is missing, but who else is like important to Han that way? And I was like, oh, it has to be Kira. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And check out our Broaxium podcast, in which one of their commenters, and Chris, I think it was Chris, was talking about it. They brought up this exact theory.
Yeah.
They said this exact thing, and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Kira shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
even
wonder. I mean, they're not gonna. There's no way she gets him out of carbonite, right? So it's like they're not. He might not even
That'd be
know that
interesting.
any of this happened.
I mean,
He
like,
probably
I-
won't.
possibility, but I
But
would think
didn't they say he might remember what was, or he might be conscious during his time in carbonite?
Yes,
but he
that,
wouldn't
like,
be able to.
definitely
But
bumped.
he would be even if he was conscious though, and
But-
it wasn't like clear. He
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to hear or see anything.
Right.
He'd just be in pain.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Hmm.
I don't think he can come out of carbonite, because in Return of the Jedi he has carbon sickness, and Leia's like, you've been in
Right.
there for
Yes.
And he
however
also
long.
looks just like he does in the comics. So they
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he gets
Yeah.
refrozen in
Yeah.
the same way.
No, that- yeah.
Yeah, not
Uh,
again. No.
Yeah, so
No, I don't
That-
think.
I didn't think.
I
of that,
also
so
had the
that's
thought.
fine.
I was like, Ugh, what if he
No.
comes out? I don't know if I like that or not, but I don't.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't.
He-
think
no.
he's-
Yeah, I don't
I-
think he will either.
I wouldn't see it,
It is
for
kinda-
anyways right
I
now.
wonder if he ever
At least.
finds out. I don't know if we'd even ever see that, but if he finds out that Kira is
I
still
mean,
like
it'll be
active.
crazy
Oh,
to see
yeah.
an interaction between Leia and Kira.
Mm,
Yes, yes.
That'd be
Dude.
Yeah,
Spicy,
that would be awesome.
that would be crazy.
spicy.
Probably
Oh,
a
yeah.
shootout. Most
Mhm.
I
likely.
mean, this
Who
is
would
this
win?
is a
I don't know.
this is a big
Well,
deal.
I have money on Kira. Yeah,
Kira.
Really?
Kira is proven.
Yeah, she
yes,
can throw
have
down.
you seen her fighting skills?
Yeah, she's
No, I
definitely
know,
pretty
but
good.
like, I don't know. I mean, Leia.
She'll kill you.
Terrace Cassie.
I mean,
Leia could lead an army
Leia's
against her,
only
but-
like 23 at this point. Kira's like
Yeah.
30. Kira's got some experience.
Yeah.
Kira will kill you. You know, like Leia. I don't know if Leia doesn't have that killer instinct that Kira.
Any open world games you can run at low end.
Yeah, I just
PCs,
saw
laptops. I think Skyrim honestly is an old enough game at this point that you can
Low
run
end?
it on a
front.
Really?
Valheim's a good one. This is a weird off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
off
yeah.
your question, but I
topic.
guess thank you.
Like you could probably run Skyrim on like low settings on like kind of a. I mean, it depends how low end we're talking,
Yeah.
but that game is aging at this point.
I'm glad people tuned in for the Skyrim talk.
Good game.
Good game.
I
Yeah.
have never beat Skyrim.
Good up and coming game.
Anyways,
Yeah, but you may have heard of it.
It re-releases every.
Pretty small little game there called
small development
Skyrim.
team.
You know.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about
yeah, what do we?
before, but well, I mean, if we come back to War of the Bounty Hunters, because my time is a little bit limited.
Oh, you want to talk about the?
while we have Hustle Mandalorian here.
Yeah.
So Hustle Mando,
Mm.
Hustle Mando and Jedi General,
And
hopefully-
Jedi General, yeah.
Who hopefully you watched this back.
Yes.
You were expressing some discontent about the sequels, but in the fact that you felt. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hustle, in the chat if I'm misrepresenting you. That you wanted with all the let the past die talk and what
Yeah.
Luke was presenting in Last Jedi, you felt that a more interesting direction was if Rey was a Grey Jedi.
Yep.
and
I'm
I'm
reading this right now.
I wanted to talk about the Grey Jedi.
Oh, by the way, if
Yes,
you guys
also
have not
Mando,
joined our
he is.
Discord, join the Discord.
check out our Discord. Yeah,
Yeah.
which
I gotta
AJ,
join the Discord.
please.
I'll send a
Oh
bit
yeah,
of a
I'll
link.
send it right now. Anyways, oh wait, did I just screw up the?
Yes,
screen?
Hustle
Oh,
Mando,
never
by the way,
mind,
but
sorry.
Maul is dead, so that's referenced in the comic.
Yeah.
Before we go back, Jabba is like, if Maul was still running Crimson Dawn, there's no way he'd be under the radar this long, and we'd know if it was him. So Maul's dead.
Mm.
That's what Jabba says. Jabba's like, I know Maul. Maul would be dead.
Yeah.
Like Maul,
Yeah.
Maul would be. All of our heads would be off.
Yeah.
he
What
was
if
still
what if
running.
Maul came back in this book? But that just wouldn't
And
work.
I mean,
Maul comes back again.
because if you remember, like Maul and Jabba have interacted a lot in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And if Maul is running Crimson Dawn for
Oh, true. They
decade
might
plus-
know each other.
no, they do know each other. If
Right.
Maul was running Crimson Dawn for
Yeah.
a decade
Yeah,
plus,
yeah,
like
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't
Jabba's a
think of that.
major criminal. Like they
Mhm.
definitely know each other. So Jabba's familiar with Crimson Dawn and Maul,
For
and
sure.
he is able to suss out that Maul is dead.
Yeah.
And yes, Hustle Mando.
Oh yeah.
and Maul
going back to
died
it, yeah.
in Rebels. So I thought that was really interesting. I love that bit. But yeah, the great.
He did
so,
die in Rebels. Yes. Yeah.
in Rebels.
Great
But-
scene.
I wonder what Obi-Wan did with his body.
Very
It's kind of a weird thought.
Maybe.
But I just thought
Oh
of it.
no,
yeah.
I was about to say we'll find out in Kenobi, but
You
that's
always
before.
burn them, but like
That's before. I
I don't
know
know.
that. I just caught myself.
I
don't
got
know.
you, Holonet or
Cool.
Jamie. I'll send you that link.
Yeah, send it.
But
Yeah.
go on, Levi.
Here,
keep
wait.
going.
Here's Hustle
There you
Mando,
go.
so he's responding right now. I thought it'd be cool if Rey became a Grey Jedi, kind of bring the Jedi Order in a different direction. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
The
so
Grey
I
Jedi
just wanted
thing?
I just wanted to bring the conversation about
Yeah, it's
Grey
an
Jedi as
interesting
a whole,
conversation.
because I think it's an interesting conversation that Legends brought them into prominence. People
Are
a lot of
they
people have
really canon though?
No,
no.
a lot of people have really, but I want to acknowledge that a lot of people have really attached to the idea of
Yes.
Grey Jedi. It's
Yes.
an attractive.
It's a cool idea
It's a cool idea.
Cool idea.
People like the idea.
for sure. Yeah.
My point of view is that Grey Jedi that's not a thing.
Yeah.
That can't exist in Star Wars. In
I
Star
mean, like, I
Wars,
guess the
it's-
closest thing would be Bendu, but like that's kind of a whole different kind of.
in Star Wars,
That's a whole thing, yeah.
it's in Star Wars, it's light or dark. You know, as George said, it's a morality tale. It's
Mhm.
you gotta understand the theme. If you're a 12-year-old, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
be able to understand the themes.
Yes.
And gray, like I'm not ignorant. I know that in the real world there's a lot of gray, but in the world of Star Wars, there just can't be gray
Yeah.
for
In terms of the Force, yeah.
in terms of the Force for,
Right.
Yeah.
for the themes to work. And
Yep.
so in The Last Jedi, you mentioned The Last Jedi, and I want everyone to chime in once I'm sort of done my bit. In The Last Jedi specifically, a lot of those gray ideas are presented, you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end, they are all challenged and shown, at least in the context of Star Wars, to
They
not
don't
be
really
the
work.
right way of doing things.
That too. Yeah.
So
Well,
that's just my point of view.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, I think what Rey kind of like is going to become is more of a Qui-Gon type Jedi who isn't strict to the Jedi code, you know?
Yeah.
Or a
like,
Luke, we can just say a Luke type.
or
Yeah,
Luke,
Luke
yeah, because
Jedi.
Luke is like the ultimate Jedi.
A
Yeah.
legit Jedi.
Yes. Yeah. Like one that does love, you know, that has compassion, but still can keep his emotions intact.
Yeah.
Or that has attachment. So that's what I think she is going to become as well when they decide to delve into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's an interesting.
I think that's the
idea.
closest thing to Gray, I guess, we'll
Yeah.
ever get.
Hey Jedi General,
Bustin',
we were actually just talking about your the Discord conversation. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you
the
missed
Grey
it, but-
Jedi.
Weigh in, Jedi General, on your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
On Grey Jedi.
Um,
Wasn't Ventress kind of
Ventress
gray?
kinda
in Dark
gray.
Disciple? Not a disciple,
Levi?
not a
What's up,
Jedi, but gray in her actions. That is, but well, okay. It's in
We're
the
not talking
context
about War of the
of-
Bounty Hunters anymore, so you can stick around. If you
It's
want.
yeah.
it's
we'll
not
probably
in the
we'll probably go back
context-
to it though, but go ahead.
Like I
Levi.
said, I'm not ignorant of the fact that gray in the Star Wars universe or gray in the real world doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's just that specifically
Does
for
not
the
exist in the
for the
world.
Jedi, it's an oxymoron because the Jedi and the Sith have to represent light and dark. I think Ventress is a very interesting, complex character, but she isn't a Jedi.
You can
She's
have
not a-
complex.
Ahsoka,
You can have
Consider-
complexities, but it doesn't have to be gray. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference. Like there's complexities.
Wait, okay, yes,
complexities within the
Yeah,
light
yeah.
and the dark.
you have
know
to
what I
you have to. It's a conceptual thing. It's a
Right.
conceptual thing
Right.
because
Yeah.
the gray Jedi. We have to clarify the being gray is not. That's not the thing that's inherently bad. The gray Jedi specifically, the philosophy is, I can use the dark side because it's okay because I can
Right.
do a little bit of
mean?
both.
I can use both.
That's-
yeah.
That's the thing that's not
Doesn't really
people
work.
people having complex problems and issues and struggling with like the light. I think that's a different thing.
Yeah, no,
The
that's what
gray
I was saying.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
there's a difference. Yeah. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. The gray Jedi specifically
For
are
sure.
like, well, let's lose the dark side because why not? And busted in 7 seconds. Oh, that's funny. Okay, thank goodness Duel of the Fates did not happen. And yeah, Duel of the Fates, I like a lot about that script, but one of the worst things about that script, in my
I do
opinion,
not.
is that
You don't like it?
the force is just
No, I hate it.
completely changed.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
which
that?
is
I'm
a
interested.
pretty big thing.
Well, just so is
We'll
Ahsoka
get to
then? Is she just a Force user that uses lightsabers that doesn't align with the Jedi, or is she still technically a Jedi?
I think she's a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always
Like, in
thought
her
that
heart.
too.
In her heart.
Mandalorian title, she's the Jedi. So.
Yeah, it's true.
But that's from Din's
Yeah.
point of view. He doesn't know anything. So.
That's true. That's also true.
Oh no,
I-
dime's a dollar. I'm sorry. I didn't realize my water drinking could be heard through the. Enjoy the ASMR, people.
Just careful on the mic.
well,
So what do we think about the Duel of Fates script?
I wanted
Didn't
to
like it?
before I.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
yeah,
talk
go ahead.
about it, yeah.
No, AJ,
Wait, wait,
AJ
wait.
was gonna say something. AJ, go ahead. Sorry.
So on Grey Jedi, I agree
Yeah.
with what Levi said, and like
Yeah. So do I.
when George created all this stuff, there's good and there's bad. Like if there was no gray, because if you led towards some like dark thoughts or abilities, whatever, you're bad. Like you wouldn't be able to. I don't know. The dark would consume you, is kind of how they say it, right? So
Once you start down the
Um,
dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny.
Yeah.
That is
right.
in the movie. That is in Empire Strikes Back.
Thank
So
you.
if you
Exactly.
start just
Thank
like
you,
shooting
Levi.
Force lightning and stuff, like you might start getting tempted to the dark side, or you
Well,
would.
Ray did that.
Yeah,
So
So
Right.
did Dooku. That's what happened to Dooku.
that's
He started shooting Force lightning, and he was
right.
like, "Yikes!"
And then to
Oh.
go off of what Dylan said about Qui-Gon and even Luke, I guess, they shed sort of that dogma of
Mm.
the Jedi Council we see in the prequel trilogy, because that was like not a corrupt council, obviously, but just I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. They just weren't like, I don't want to say they weren't true Jedi. And now that we're seeing the High Republic, maybe that's like more of a true what the Jedi should be. This is the
Yeah,
golden age.
I think.
And then by the
right,
time
like the
they're
High
still
Republic, just basically the idealized version of the Jedi, or like kind of
Yes.
what? Yeah.
They're like
Yeah,
knights.
and then
they're like knights
by
of
the
Round Table.
prequels,
Right.
yeah, they're knights. By the
Right.
prequels,
Yeah.
they're like borderline politicians, and like
Definitely,
they're
yeah.
in a city.
They're
The
scared.
Jedi are
you
very
know?
like sacred and
They're
like
very
natural, but they're in
tied
the
to
city.
the bureaucracy. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're tied with
and they have to play
their religion.
politics.
And so Hustle Mando and Jedi General and I want to talk directly to them because this is their topic. I'll credit to them
Yes.
for bringing it
credit
up
to
in
them.
the Discord. I'd like if they were just more
Join the
like
Discord.
Hustle Mando. I'd like if they were just more like Qui-Gon or Ahsoka. That they don't have to like keep the Jedi code exactly. And I think that those are both examples of like true Jedi. Qui-Gon
Yeah.
and Ahsoka. Those aren't like
Absolutely.
gray. And so I think if your interpretation of gray Jedi is someone like Qui-Gon, then that's just a Jedi. That's not a gray Jedi. That's like someone who, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinions, really embodies what the light side of the Force is supposed to be. Qui-Gon has Claudia Gray writes some amazing quotes in Master and Apprentice.
Yes.
It's on
Hell
it's
of
the
a
one.
book.
It's the one on the back, but about what Obi-Wan is asking Qui-Gon, like, why do you how do you not fall to the dark side? And he's like, you just turn to the light. And he's like, well, why? He's like, because it's the light. Like, there's no other way. And it's super good. It encapsulates the character of Qui-Gon really well. And so, but I want to get to Jedi General too. He says they both, and Hustle Mando's commenting on it, they both bring up Mace, and Mace is
Yeah.
super confusing.
It's a good one.
perspective, because Mace, I think, he's the example of how bad the Jedi can be. He's like the warrior Jedi, full on. Something messed up on the stream.
No, I fixed it.
Now.
I fixed it. Yeah.
He's like, and
Trying to
the
do
whole
something.
lightsaber Vapod dark side thing is Legends-ish.
Yeah, it's
So
shaky.
that's shaky. But him as a character being this authoritarian, like, kind of an asshole all the time. You know, citizen. Just back off,
Yeah.
citizen. Like,
He's
come
by
on,
the book,
guy.
yeah.
Like,
Citizen.
he's like, this dude.
The citizen
He's a dick.
Citizen.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Little
Pardon
bit.
me. I'm sorry, Gray. If you're watching this back, Gray, she listens to the show and she appreciates how clean it is. But I'm sorry, Mace Windu, not the best dude. So
We try to
yeah,
be
I think
clean on the show.
Mace is an example of how bad the Jedi are.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's
Right.
opinions, please. Other opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just think it's interesting too. You also look at Yoda, who I would consider to be an awesome person. He's a great guy, but he
Good
just,
guy.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Good dude. I hung out with
Good
him.
Solid
dude.
guy.
Solid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good beer
solid
with.
dude.
But
Beer with
I don't know.
Yoda.
Just like all.
Beer with Yoda.
What was I saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You were saying Yoda's a good
You think
guy.
Yoda's a good guy?
I think you were gonna make the point that even Yoda was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get. Yeah, because like you see how he talks to
In a
Anakin.
way,
He's like,
right.
nah, just don't worry about your feelings. You know,
Yeah,
just
and
like don't
then-
worry. Like you won't get anywhere worrying about that. So he's
Pain
just,
and
Anakin's just like, all right, well, thanks. I guess I'll go do whatever else.
Yeah.
Go become Darth Vader. Have a good time.
I think Yoda though is the most wrong. I always like to point this out to people.
I
In
agree.
the original trilogy.
I agree.
Him and Obi-Wan are both like, dude, you gotta kill your dad. Like, he can't be saved.
Mhm.
Like, you gotta
Right.
kill that guy. And Luke proves them wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
In the Last Jedi,
That's why it's so
Yoda's
good.
top tier though.
Yeah, Yoda,
Yeah.
Last Jedi Yoda is a beast.
Right.
Last Jedi Yoda's
Yeah.
top tier. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah, dude,
I mean,
he's,
yeah, we are what they grow beyond. Like that's
yeah,
like literally.
he's ascended into the Shadow Realm, and he's just a king.
Yeah.
He's
no,
just like,
awesome. Yeah.
he's
And-
just playing tricks on everybody. He's still got his old. He's a goober.
He was.
He was wrong in the OT, but he had a lot of wisdom there too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He was definitely
I just meant like at his core, he still believes.
He's
in, like, the
stupid.
Jedi.
Yeah,
Yoda is
yeah.
dumb and knows nothing.
Yoda's canceled.
Yoda's
let me see his SAT score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that Star Wars SATs.
You don't want to see mine.
Oh God.
Do you want to? Yeah, Hustle Amanda saying, yeah, Legends. I guess with Mace, and yes, Mace can be a douche at times.
I guess.
But I don't know.
Definitely, yeah.
I think Mace is just like the Jedi of the
Complicated.
prequels are a critique of dogmatic institutions
Yeah.
and the way that these sometimes what can be positive intent can turn people into horrible. You know, it can be bad. Darth Vader, right? Like the Jedi created Darth Vader indirectly, and like the prequels are an explicit critique about how institutions can fail individuals, like the government. You know, it becoming a dictatorship, democracy becoming a dictatorship. Democracy dies with thunderous applause. Like these are just, I think, some of the biggest like subtext of the prequels that often
Right.
goes unanswered. Like the Jedi in the prequels are not good. Like that's
Right.
not what you should be like.
But
No.
Mace Windu is also an example of someone like, yes, if you live by the Jedi code, by the book, you're not going to turn to the dark
Windu's
side,
like
you know?
Mace Windu's like
But,
a
like-
crusader. He's like a Templar. This
Yeah,
dude-
yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
dude
Oh,
fights
wow.
for
Yeah,
religion.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
a good
yeah,
way to
sure.
put
That's
it.
good.
But like he has the ability to live by the Jedi code by every sentence that's told, you know, like he can do that. But someone like Anakin, he couldn't do that. He never could have done that. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. It is interesting because the Jedi code, sure, if you really do live by it, it will work. It'll work for you. You'll be a Jedi your whole life. You're not going to turn. But
Yoda, Jedi General says Yoda totally had some bad shrooms. On him.
Yeah, I saw that.
probably, yeah.
Oh
He
yeah.
had something. Something.
Fungus
Soup? What does he have? He has bone broth soup.
Yeah.
That's what he's cooking on.
Now we
So
can
many
go to
snakes on Dagobah, though.
Yeah, Mace Windu in the comics. Bring it back to the comics. In the Mace Windu comic,
Ooh yeah.
he essentially makes an Inquisitor. There's a Jedi on his team who is like, dude, this is not legit. And then later on, like they arrest that
Forgot
Jedi,
about that.
and then later on, after the Empire rises, that Jedi has become an Inquisitor.
An
That
Inquisitor?
Jedi got so disenfranchised with the Jedi Order because of Mace Windu.
When was there a Mace Windu run? I don't think I even knew about that.
17.
A little while ago,
Alright.
3 years ago maybe. I don't know.
Set during the Clone Wars, and the Jedi have to go on a mission on Separatist cool battling droids, and whatever.
didn't
But
know
the
that.
but,
Okay,
It's
cool.
a good
sub-
one.
but
Yeah.
the
You should check it
subplot
out.
about
Sounds
about
cool.
this guy Proset Dibs, who becomes an Inquisitor in Soul's Vader run. He's the guy with the
Mhm.
blindfold. He has 2 lightsabers, but
Yeah,
He, like-
that sounds familiar.
he doesn't. He falls out of the Jedi because of Mace Windu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So another example.
Cool.
And so to finish up to go back to the Grey Jedi, yeah, Jedi in the prequels were still light side, but definitely flawed. So I hope if they continue Rey's story, she improves the Jedi. Well,
I think she'll be like Luke,
she'll be like
but
Luke.
she'll
Yeah,
learn
Yeah.
from Luke. She'll,
Yeah.
as much as I, hate to say it, she will
she's
rise
a step.
above Luke.
I think
That's
she's
literally,
a step up from Luke.
well, she will be. I don't think she is currently, but I think what
In
she'll
in terms
become.
of, well, hopefully, yeah, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
hopefully she'll be able to use that philosophy. Well, the difference is she will have the lesson of, like, she doesn't have that same legend status as Luke does.
Right.
And after seeing what Luke went through and, trying to understand that, like, psychological impact, she'll be able to hopefully mitigate that. And she's also really young. Like, I don't think she'll start her temple for a while. I think she'll train Finn, but I don't think she'll, like, start a proper temple
Yes.
for a while. She needs some experience.
cool.
She needs to put some years on. But she
You
will
can
train
see
Finn.
that in the Lego Holiday Special.
I want to see
Yeah.
one of them
It's
turn
great.
to the dark side, or someone involved, maybe one of their apprentices turn to the dark side, but I don't know.
Someone's always
You
turning to the
want-
dark
you
side.
want
Yeah,
another
I know
Kylo?
it's
We're back
true,
where we
but it's
started
just
again.
like,
Yeah,
if the dark
yeah.
side, if the dark side is really that tempting, like,
His name
it's
is-
hard for me to believe that Finn.
Bilo
like,
Sen.
really-
Yeah.
yeah, Bilo Vader.
Kylo
Vader. That's just way too on the
Wow.
nose.
His name is Vader. Yeah, the name's
The
Vader.
name's Vader. What?
Kylo Vader.
Kylo.
And they're like,
To go-
oh.
Star Killer Star.
Johnny wanted to talk about
Yeah, I want to talk about Duel of Fates. That's an interesting topic. I feel like, yeah, I haven't really. I
Yeah,
don't think we've
I
really talked
agree.
about it on the show.
That ties
I
back
was
into the
looking
Grey Jedi.
Yes.
I try not to ever talk about it, but
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to. I don't want to.
It's no. I
Oh.
don't. I'm half joking.
Okay.
But I saw Busted in 7 Seconds.
It's a
I
great
pretty much
set.
agree with whatever they said in the chat. They said it had some good parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tor
Oh,
Valum
that's a-
thing was very odd.
Finn's
The
Revolt was
Finn's,
awesome.
Finn's Revolt
Finn's
on
Revolt
Coruscant
was good.
is great.
I wish.
Everything else in there, I think, was garbage.
I like the Knights
Yeah.
of Ren. I like the Knights
I
of
feel
Ren.
like
I
Mortis
thought
would have
the-
just been a little weird. Like, I feel like I don't know.
thought the
For
I
a
thought
very
the Vader's
casual
Castle
audience,
thing
it
was
would've
cool,
been
and the stuff on Mustafar. I thought that was cool. No?
fun. That was sweet. Yeah, I thought
thought-
it was really cool.
With
That was-
Kylo.
Which part?
With
Kind
Kylo.
of Tross.
Him melting his face off?
That. Well, then also like the whole thing with the Vader Force Ghost and like all that. I thought that stuff was. Cool.
Oh yeah.
don't
I
know.
mean, the whole
that would have been interesting to me.
there would have been no. It's funny when the Ben Solo people, I think we know who I'm talking about, like really get upset and they're like, "Oh, Duel of the Fates was great," but Ben died in that too, and he wasn't even
Yeah.
Ben. He didn't become Ben
He
again.
didn't become
He
Ben.
Yeah.
stayed,
At the very
he
end.
stayed
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, he stayed
It was a-
bad.
It was a worse story in terms of Ben's arc.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whether you wanted Ben
No,
Dempsey
I
or
know,
not.
and I
but-
no, I agree.
did like
parts
Luke.
of it were good, but yeah.
Yeah,
Luke
Luke
was
haunting
talking to
Kylo's
him.
kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
see you
was
around, kid.
interesting.
And he like
Yeah.
grabs
Yeah.
the saber. I have all the concept art saved on my hard drive because I like looking at it sometimes. 'Cause it's really
Yeah,
pretty.
I mean,
There's
you don't
some
need to
cool
save it
art.
on a
There's some
hard
cool
drive. You
art.
can just look it up on the internet.
Well, I like having it just in
Okay.
case.
Well,
what if
yeah.
the world ends?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fair.
What if all the power in the, well, I
The
guess
power
that
goes
wouldn't
up.
help.
Well,
To
one day.
That wouldn't do much.
Lucasfilm never really, just like Levi, saves the concept art, and they might use it for a rainy day for another project. So, me, Jamie, and Matt have talked on our thing that we think they could still do the Coruscant siege or whatever you want to call it with
I'm
first order
crossing my fingers
remnants.
for it because I think it'd be
Yeah.
Where do you think
Right
that would
after-
be?
Coruscant.
When
Right
do I
after.
think
No,
it'll
I know,
be?
like, I mean,
right
like,
at-
when in the timeline? I know
Right after.
Coruscant.
Tross. No,
oh,
I mean,
right
I mean, like,
after.
I mean, like right after. Yeah,
Oh,
Maybe Finn
Yeah.
has some Jedi training.
Okay.
yeah. That's like
That
6
would
months
be
after.
cool.
Yeah.
that would be pretty sick.
But
Hmm.
the biggest thing with that is like, how could it be? Who would be the leader of that first order remnant that would be meaningful?
Ray
Right.
Sloan's
talk-
daughter.
I met Ray Sloan could still be alive, but I
it's
don't
her
even know if
daughter.
that
I
would
think
be
she-
as.
I think she got killed. I think she got taken.
You know, we
I
brought
think
up
you
Phasma.
could
maybe.
introduce
Phasma
someone
could
cool,
be-
like a first order Thrawn type deal. I don't know.
You could.
I have a whole
But,
thing
like,
about post.
I don't know how that would be.
post sequel trilogy. I think we can get one of Snoke's other apprentices who feels like they were
Yeah.
discarded,
Yeah.
by Kylo and like pushed aside,
Yeah.
and now it's like this is my
Moff
new
Do we know?
Gideon.
Do we know?
I think we got-
I know he
Yeah.
has some, but do we know like the names and stuff? Do we know much
No, we
about
don't
the
know
other? ones?
I don't know. We don't know the names. I think
Tor
like,
Valen.
I think Ray Sloan. I'm really into the idea of Ray Sloan's daughter or son
I
That'd
dig
be
that.
cool.
That'd be
being
good.
involved
That'd be cool.
because like I think she was clearly
I don't know too much
deposed.
about her, but
She was taken out by Snoke and Palpatine.
okay.
Like once she started to diverge with
Yeah.
the First Order, like away from the like typical Sith stuff.
Is
And
it
so-
official she got killed?
It's heavily implied. I mean, it's not official, but like she was taken out at some point and replaced by Snoke, and so she used to be. For those who don't know, Ray Sloan used to be in charge of the First Order.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Element 7?
Instead of
Hey, what's going on?
Asherad Het, talking about the Tusken Jedi.
So, I
Is
I
that
saw
what-
an
is that what he
interesting
means?
theory.
Okay.
I saw an interesting theory about a pre The Force Awakens thing that Mando saves Grogu from Ben Solo on Luke's temple,
Mando's
I
on.
wanna-
I don't know.
or he dies saving Grogu.
I don't know
anyways.
what's gonna happen with Grogu. It's really
Oh, you're saying? Oh, he dies.
Yeah.
Grogu's going to become a Grey Jedi.
Yeah, Grogu. Grogu's gonna be He's gonna put it all together.
Yeah.
He's gonna be. Yeah.
He's gonna become the leader of
he's the
Mandalore.
answer.
So Jedi General, I want to get to Jedi General. A couple.
Yeah.
He's gonna be Mandalore
minutes
the
ago, He
Great.
said, I think the reason, talking about our Grey Jedi discussion, I think the
Mhm.
reason the Jedi are so astray in their ways in the prequels is because slowly but surely their power to use the Force was diminishing and the dark side was clouding everything. I think, yes, in broad, that is true. But if you want the specifics, I think we're getting that right now in the High Republic.
Well,
And that's
everything they
pretty
did
fun.
was everything they did was out of fear when you think about it. It was like, well, now we have to become generals of this army. And so
Yeah.
because they're doing what they set out to do is to help, But
It's tough.
they're sacrificing a lot.
It's
Yeah.
a moral quandary. What's up,
It
Aiden?
is.
Aiden, what's
Aiden
going
in the
on?
chat. Love that.
Aiden.
Let's go.
Hey dog.
And yeah, Jedi General. Talking about two other things. One of my favorite things is in the script where it says Hux lost the Star War. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I was like, I lost
Yeah.
the Star War.
I lost
Wait,
the
they
It's
Star
just
said
Wars.
that in the
Yeah,
script?
it's in
Star
the
Wars
script.
ends.
Ooh, Colin.
not to mention
Colin,
I don't wanna talk about-
no,
Colin.
Bad
CT.
move, buddy.
Colin,
the title of Duel of the Fates alone. It's like I'm sure it was a working title. It wasn't the actual one, but like, why would that have been the title?
I don't
don't
know.
know.
But I want to say I do like
I like
elements of
that.
it.
title, I don't know.
I want to think. I do want
I
to
don't
see. I think we could see the Coruscant siege. I want to see that.
And what? What
think-
do you think it could be? Like, would it be a?
Well, there's still gonna be remnants of the First Order after.
No, I mean like,
after
where are we
Palpatine.
gonna see like
You
in a
meant, like,
comic and a,
What media? Yeah,
what
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
what
I
kind of
see.
media?
I would hope.
A
I don't
show
know,
or
what
book.
kind of-
Animation?
A show?
animation.
Yeah, I would really
In
like
a Star Wars story.
an animated like Clone Wars type thing for the sequels. I think that'd be really cool.
I want post.
Because John said he'd come back,
Resistance.
I
but
think
Yeah.
it should be. I think it should be after though. Like
Yeah.
I think if it were after, there's so much.
Because how much?
more-
So I forget how many years is Last Jedi
One.
between oh, just one.
One.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I do it after.
Why not both? Give us both.
Yeah, could be.
I would think after would be better too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, after I'm more interested in after just because I love the idea of Finn being trained in the Force.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
That's really cool.
yeah.
Wasn't
in
wasn't
terms
there
of
like a
world
rumor
building, I
of a
could use
of a
some-
Ben Solo something happening? Like a while
Yeah, a
ago.
long time ago.
A while ago.
KRT
Yeah.
teased it.
So
and I've been holding
Jedi
on
General-
for.
Jedi General and
For a
Hustle
while.
Mando.
Yeah.
I want you guys to.
Shout out
Would
to
you think
KRT.
you're? Do you think you're? Do you think you're?
Yeah. There's literally weighing.
Do you think we've answered? Have you answered your questions about Grey Jedi? Because I think from what
I-
you were talking about, Hustle Mando, I think the Grey Jedi you're talking about are just Jedi
Yeah.
in terms of Qui-Gon and
What about a Gray
Right.
Sith?
But yeah.
Cho Grey Sith. Well, speaking
Grey
of Grey
Sith.
Sith, they're kind of talking about that right now. The chat's talking
Yeah.
about Talon and Crate post
Oh,
sequel
Talon
trilogy, and
Crate,
they're,
okay.
they're I think they're like the
Oh.
equivalent of Grey Sith because they don't follow the Sith code,
Mm.
and that's a whole other thing.
Do you remember in KOTOR? There's like Dark Jedi.
Dark Jedi.
Yes, they're Dark
Yeah.
Jedi.
Very
It's like-
weird.
There's a lot of phases of Jedi
Yeah,
It's just
I
like a
guess so.
contradiction.
in Legends.
Yeah.
it's-
I don't know.
Well, they're called
gets-
Dark Jedi because they're not technically Sith, but they're still dark side users, so it's like Dark
But they're
Jedi.
not gray.
And
But
in
they,
the-
they don't
and-
follow the
and-
Jedi code either, though.
Dark
Yeah,
gray
but
Jedi.
like it's called Jedi stuff. Is called like Jedi powers. Like Dooku says, "My
No.
Jedi powers are stronger than yours." you
That's
know, like
true,
he says
yeah.
Jedi powers, and
and
like
then he
yeah.
uses lightning.
Yeah,
he uses
yeah,
lightning.
that's
Like
true.
Jedi is used really loosely.
I don't know. I just apply it to light side because obviously that's just
Well, yeah.
you know.
I
I
me
get
and
that, I
Levi
guess.
were talking before a little bit, but so balance in the Force. I always took that as it's the light side. It's getting rid of any dark side use of the Force in the world pretty much in the
Mhm.
galaxy, and that is when the Force is at balance.
It's so funny you bring this up because we have Element 7 here in the chat who
Yes.
everyone can go check out. And he
Shout
has
out.
a
Shout
great
out.
analogy about the way the Sith interact with the Force and the Jedi interact with the Force. And Element, if you're in the chat, please correct me if I'm butchering your analogy. But if the Force is like a stream, flowing, the Jedi go with the stream, and the Sith try to dam it and power it and like
Got
use
it.
it for power. And
That's
it's
a
one of
good
the
one.
best. It's a pretty good
That's a good
analogy.
analogy. I
That's
like
really
that.
good.
Well,
And
because
Charlie-
there's always people that are like, "How is it balanced if there's no like bad?" And
Yeah.
it's like, well, yeah,
And it's a thing. It's a thing because the Force is something that has to be so universal. I'm talking about like outside of Star Wars. It has to be so universal in concept that it could transcend, everyone's different opinions in
Yeah.
the real world. Everyone to understand it. And so it has so many different interpretations. Like the way that I interpret it, I always go to that scene in The Last Jedi
Hustle Mando,
where-
exactly.
where Luke is showing Rey the Force, and it's you're seeing the cycle of life and death, and like in that there is darkness in the sense that people die,
Right.
There's destruction that is just natural,
Yeah.
and like that's what I see as the balance, and like what's between all that, and it's like the flow of the natural way of things. But there are more interpretations where it's the literal numbers of 10,000 Jedi and 2 Sith, like how is it balanced? Like what does it
Mhm.
mean? And like I subscribe more to just like a natural thing, and the Jedi
Yeah.
sort of go with the flow.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, that's what I go towards. I don't think it's like
it.
I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
busted in 7 seconds.
Really popping off. He's really busting.
Yeah, he's
Good name.
But what do you guys think about the balance?
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, it is interesting with like someone like, I know we've already kind of touched on this, but like something with
Element
like
put it in.
with like a soak. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the Force is current. The Force is current. Jedi build water mills and Sith dam it up. Balance
And you
isn't
surf the current.
amount of light or dark, but it's the ability to flow freely. So dark isn't bad, but Sith block the flow. Yeah.
Right.
Bendu
I like that a
Bendu
lot.
surf the current.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bendu,
Bendu.
very radical.
We should
Surfing.
get someone to make that like Bendu.
We
on
should
a
get
surfboard.
Bendu,
Bendu
man.
Bendu surfboard.
Yeah,
surfboard merch.
get some art there.
Element, if you
Hell
don't do
yeah.
that before we
I'll be
do
right
it, that's
Okay.
good. That's good merch. Bendu.
That would be cool. Yeah, you should get that going. It's cool
I am the
stuff.
Bendu.
That
Going
would.
on
But
the
I think-
wave.
I'd buy that.
A lot of people think of
I ride the wave.
Yeah, right,
the balance as like a scale type thing.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Like, oh, 2 and 2 over here, so it's balanced. But I like the stream analogy a lot.
yeah,
It's
I
really
like-
good.
I do. Yes, I think everyone liked what Element 7 said. So, hats off to you, my friend.
The Ben dude.
But in that analogy, to tie it back,
Yeah.
the Grey Jedi, I don't think really
The
fit.
Ben dude.
I don't think a Grey Jedi really fits in that flow. It can't be both. You can't be simultaneously a dam and a mill.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Because
As far as I know.
you're gonna. I just feel like you would become the dam.
Yeah, you become the dark
Like,
side. Like that's the whole.
It's either or. Yeah.
once
Yeah.
you
You become
once
the
you start
dam.
down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's like
sort
I
of.
can't get over that quote. Like
Yeah.
that's it. It's
Right. Yeah.
Quote. It's a good quote.
Ooh,
Levi is the
Aiden-
quote
Aiden-
man.
Aiden brings in a cool, interesting thing.
Thoughts
Thoughts
on-
on Mortis Gods getting an episode on Vision.
Episode of Visions.
Ooh.
Ooh, yes, please.
I'd like that.
I like that.
Not my
Down.
favorite arc, but I'd like that.
I think
Yeah.
I could totally see that happening. That's
I think it's a great place.
I think
to
that's
put it.
great. That would be
I
a
think
perfect place to put something like that.
I think an
in
anime
Visions.
style lends
Yeah.
itself to the power set
Yeah,
of the Mortis Gods.
dude, that
and
could
sort
look
of the
so
lore
sick.
of the Mortis
I
Gods.
want to see Grievous, man, in Visions.
Let's see, really Grievous. Oh, actually, that'd be cool.
Grievous
Grievous.
origin
An
Grievous.
story.
anime, an anime
Yeah.
Grievous would be super
It's so
cool.
interesting. It's so interesting you say that because we have that in Legends a little bit. So there was a comic, I believe it's in Visionaries, which was basically a bunch of concept artists. Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, I didn't even make that connection. So I just said it. Visionaries. All the concept artists, the artists who worked on Revenge of the Sith, were commissioned to do a run of comics.
Oh.
And in that, one of them, I believe.
Yeah, do it.
I believe
do it, man. Do it, Element 7. That
I,
good
be-
idea.
I, be- I
Good
believe
idea.
I was in this. It was in this run, but I know this comic exists. It was a very anime style comic,
Mhm.
like super
like a manga
art-
comic.
like a manga comic
Yeah.
with Grievous's origin. So I
Oh.
think it could lend itself to the
Dude,
style.
yeah, Grievous origin story in Visions would be really freaking cool. That would be awesome.
What is
Really.
what
see that.
species is Grievous again?
Levi?
It's like a Kalish or something.
Nah, I'm on
Kalish,
it. Yeah, that
yes,
sounds right.
Kalish.
Yeah.
Did
So
you know,
funny.
Levi? You probably know this, but the Sidon
Yes.
helmet.
It's
That's a
yeah.
Kalish warrior mask.
Yeah, I
But
did know
Sidon Athano is not a Kalish. So that'd be
Yes.
cool to see if we see
Yes.
the origin story.
Yeah.
Aiden, I know Aiden, my man. Have you? I know he's. I can't remember. Did I tell you to watch Star Wars or Halo Legends? Halo Legends.
Oh my God, that's
Some
good.
So good.
tweaks here and there.
Oh, AJ, I totally forgot. You're a Halo fan. You know Halo Legends?
Yeah, of course.
You just said it. Oh, AJ is too?
No. Yeah, like
Oh.
Visions is
Yeah, Aiden
literally
just put it in
Halo
chat.
Legends. It's literally Halo Legends.
Hmm.
That's what Visions is. Think about it, AJ. Like
Is it just like an anthology series of?
yeah, I've
cool
talked about it. Like
stuff?
it's an anthology series. It's 7 different episodes
Yeah,
with
yeah.
7 different studios making 7 different stories.
Nice.
And yeah, the one that Aiden talks about. I've mentioned this on the show before, but there's one for a character called the Arbiter, and the style
Yeah.
of that would be super cool to see in Visions.
That's
But
what-
it's very
that's
funny.
what-
Before we
that's what Aiden
keep
just
going,
said.
yeah, I'm saying it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jedi General said this is really funny. I think I missed most of what y'all said about Grey Jedi, so I'll have to go back and watch. But basically, Grey Jedi are a balance, right? Not too light, not too dark. No,
No.
go back. I'd go back and watch.
The stream analogy. The stream analogy is.
Well, I mean, if like
Talking about
if
streams.
that's how
on
you
the stream.
interpret it, and you don't agree with us, then sure.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Yeah,
mean, everyone has
but-
their own interpretation.
But we came to the our opinion is that Grey Jedi cannot exist.
Yeah, Element is saying High Republic is giving us quite possibly the best way to incorporate Grey in Wayseekers. And so for the two of us on the panel who don't know what Wayseekers are,
Yes, please explain.
essentially when the Jedi Order, and this goes to the whole how the Jedi are different back in the day, when the Jedi Order was more accepting of deviation, essentially there is a official path for people who are having trouble with the Order to go on their way
Ooh,
and try
kicks.
to find themselves.
Sorry, I just thought about
And so and those are called Wayseekers.
Kicks.
kicks, dude. Yes.
You know
So you
about
know-
Kicks, right?
Mhm.
You know he's part of Athano's
On
crew.
Athano's crew, yeah.
He's our boy.
He's in the sequel era.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah,
Did I know
guess-
that?
I don't think he did.
Kicks is alive and well.
Kicks is
Go
alive and
read
well,
the
and-
story. We actually might have the author on our thing eventually, but go read
Oh,
the
awesome.
story. Crimson Corsair and the Lost Treasure of Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Okay.
very
AJ, I was reading the press releases for the upcoming Adventures comics. I think Kix is making an appearance. I'm very excited.
Oh, he better. I mean, people don't
Anyway.
know. I mean, it's not that well known.
So, and I think it's a super to keep talking about the Wayseekers that Element brought up. It's a super good comparison of how the Jedi treat the Wayseekers and like, hey, you can go find your own thing, to how they treated Proset Dibs and this guy who they literally put in a straitjacket and put in jail. You know, like those are the two eras of the Jedi. The prequel Jedi, they got this guy who Mace Windu has beef with, and they literally put him in a straitjacket and say you're crazy.
Hmm.
and in the High Republic, they're like,
Dark.
you know, go figure yourself out. Which is still a huge difference. And so that's pretty emblematic, I think, of the way the eras have changed.
Yeah.
And it's so
Also
funny
Ahsoka
element.
too, like how they treated her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kinds of.
I mean, they had a like, I don't want to say good reason, but like, come on, it was all lined up. Like,
it's so funny element, you know, bringing up the Athano and Kix. Like the HoloNet Marauders are like the biggest fans of Sidon Athano and the Crimson Corsair and the crew.
I know so little about any of that.
Well, there's not much to go on, but
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. We just latched onto
Yeah.
a cool background character, and we're like,
He's-
let's
he
do
is-
it.
Well,
He's
no,
awesome.
he's like he was one of the standouts from Force Awakens for sure. It was
He's
like-
kinda like-
he's sweet.
He's in Rise of Skywalker. He's
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
fighting in the battle at the end. Very
when
briefly.
AJ and I were going on our fever dream of seeing what the change Tross was,
It was changed, damn it.
AJ pointed out.
I thought
Sidon.
he was green.
He was green. Now he's red. What's happening? I swear to God, I that is like some Mandela effect stuff. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
I was seeing things that literally just seeing things. It's really funny.
But one sec. Jamie brought a book in.
Jamie brought a book.
What's the book? What's the book?
He appears in
Okay, that's okay.
this short story in here.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
Kicks? Or are you talking about? Or are you talking about? Crimson-
how Sidon Athano finds
Okay.
Kix is
Okay.
in there.
Cool.
Element says.
I think
maybe
I actually did know. I think I knew Kix was.
he gets frozen.
Alive.
He figures
yeah.
out. As far as I know, he figures out about the chip conspiracy,
Yeah.
and then they put him on ice, and then he doesn't wake up until.
That's
the
right.
era.
Okay, I think I did know that. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, because Fives we see last time we see Kix is when he talks to Fives.
Right.
Not to go into this too much. So maybe they like were like, oh, he talked to Kix, so like let's freeze him for some reason, not kill him. He's a loose thread. So.
I think they wanted to test. I don't know. But Element, there's a lot of people are trying to like to talk about Visions right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Aiden said something too.
Element, said Star Wars Visions maybe the last clone, and Aiden says thoughts on a post-Tross Vision episode.
Yes and yes.
Yeah, you think yes? I think no and no. I think these are all going to be.
Well, I want
totally
it.
New.
I want it is what I'm saying.
I just don't think the first
I would
post-Tross
want
thing
it.
we see is going to be in something like Visions, and it totally could be, but I don't know if it would be like anything major. It wouldn't be like Rey and Finn.
I mean,
It
we
would
still
be
don't really know about Rogue Squadron, and that might
Could be Broom Boy.
true.
I think Rogue Squadron is the first. Oh my
yeah.
god, good friend of the show, Darth Chaco, who I will be heading over to his stream pretty soon here. He has this crazy elaborate Tamiri Blag, that's Broom Boy, like conspiracy arc. It's so great. I love it.
He becomes the Darth Lord of the Sith.
Literally, yes. Literally, yes. He has this whole arc about Tamiri Blag, and I love it. I love people's theories.
I'm wondering how he got the Broom Boy looking up with a new hopeful outlook on the galaxy.
He has a whole spiel. He has a whole spiel.
Jedi General a little bit. Not,
It's
I wouldn't put it like
Legends
that.
Jedi General. So.
but yeah. It's. Anyways, that's cool. Yeah, the Broom Boy dude.
Yeah, I think Visions has so much potential.
I know. I
can
just
do
want a
anything.
trailer so bleeping badly.
I
dude.
think it's more likely we get a High Republic story than it is we get a post.
Yeah.
I guess
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, no, I mean
yeah.
they could do everything.
I mean, they could do both.
Yeah, why
but, like,
why
true.
not both? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we don't even know how long these episodes are going to be yet.
Right.
Well, all we
That's
know
true.
is there are 10 different takes on
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
I assume they'd be like, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes.
Maybe some Old
That's my
Republic
guess,
stuff if
but-
they're daring.
It's true. We got 10 chances. 10 chances.
10,
to have
10
something
yeah, we get
Yeah.
that. That's funny. 10 chances.
like 10 shots.
I could see them poking the Old Republic, but I don't think they want to go too deep into it yet.
Yeah.
I think they
I mean,
want to.
they just. I did a review.
KOTOR, baby.
I did a review of A Test of Courage with Star Wars Santa
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. Shout out to
And
Star Wars Santa.
in that book,
friend of the show.
in that book, the Sith Wars are mentioned, which is pretty fun.
Mm.
Most
Really? I
interesting.
didn't know that. Huh. That's
Yeah.
really cool. That'd be
PlayStation
cool.
King.
That'd be cool to
When
see.
Darth Maul got cut in half, how does he survive without any male organs?
My
Star
singular
Wars.
hatred.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
His
He
hatred.
didn't
Literally-
have to use the bathroom ever. He
Literally, his
just hated
hatred
so
kept
much.
him alive.
In fact, that probably helped him, if anything.
He has a
having
dark side catheter.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's pretty crazy stuff.
Visions episode before the High Republic. That's what Aiden
Yeah, we're
just
just
said.
kinda saying-
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's.
I don't want to say no because then people will go back.
I think it'd be-
"You said it
I
didn't
think-
happen."
I think they will. I
I
have
don't
a good
work
feeling.
at Lucasfilm. I don't know.
I wish.
You don't get-
I wish I worked at
you don't?
Lucasfilm.
We don't work at Lucasfilm?
No.
Are you telling me we're not paid?
We got fired, man, the other day.
I got fired the other day.
We're not paid shills?
Not yet.
That's fortunate.
One day.
One day. One day.
No, probably not. You won't find the gray.
The all new
Jedi
nerds
code.
branch of Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It would just be me
Uh,
last second being like, "Can we actually reschedule?"
I
this
almost
Wednesday?"
DM'd Charles Soule last night after I read
You did?
the
Should
book.
have.
I was like,
Let's try to get him on the show. Do you think he's
like Charles. I was gonna be like
he's definitely
Charles.
not a busy man
It would have been like, "Bro, you were the kid that attacked theory."
was a
That's what he
joke.
would have said.
That is not what Charles
He
Soule
likes
would
my
say.
tweets from time to time.
I was like,
Really?
Charles.
So yeah,
I
so I
did-
guess we're best
I-
friends.
I thought about it. It's like,
Yeah.
Charles.
You should have. You got to take the shot.
Shoot your
Yes.
shot. But
Yeah.
then
Can't
if we
score if
ever
you don't shoot
if we
it.
ever get big enough to actually reach out to him and he's like, "Oh, these when
Well,
they were
I mean, we don't have
posers
to
one
get
time."
big in order to
I'm
do
joking,
that.
I'm
I
messing.
don't know. I think that'd be cool. We should.
You guys don't
set it
even
up.
read his stuff.
Anyways, yeah.
So, what would you talk about? What would
I
you
read
say?
War of the Bounty Hunters. and
What
that
would you
was
say?
really
You'd be like,
good.
I really liked Poe Dameron, huh? Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
Dameron.
I'm
Cool
catching
guy.
up.
Dude, you got Gracchus, Buff Hutt's in that too.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Buff
Gracchus the
Hutt.
Hutt.
He's a big
Both
fan of
like
Dex,
both sides.
so you could just talk about Dex for the whole stream.
Oh, we could just talk about
We
Dex.
could. Oh, the Dex
loves Dex.
appreciation stream. We gotta make Dex Day.
Dex Day.
Dex Day.
Dex
When's
Day.
Dex Day?
I don't know. You figure that out.
I don't know. I like this bib. I like bib day. Element in the chat really
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
like
No.
doesn't like bib.
It's the year of
I
Bib.
like Bib.
but like we got a
You're
lot
a-
of bib.
you're a Bib and
It is
Boba.
the year of
And
Bib.
we
Bib
got the
and
boba.
Boba.
Johnny just said that one time, and I cannot stop saying it. It is so funny to me. Just
Thank
how
you.
oh
So
boba.
funny.
Dude, oh my god. He did. Do you think he knew that Boba was about to walk in, just cap him?
I think so. I think as
Why?
soon as
Why does Boba hate him so much?
because he left him to die.
Yeah.
Sort
And
of.
also,
Yeah,
even then,
true.
he's sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
can you-
He was in the way.
even in
Can
this
you-
comic,
Can you tell me
Yeah.
about? Is it
Yeah, it's true.
is it
Yeah,
Valance? Valance?
Valance,
Valance?
Belrit Valance.
He's
Yes.
cool. As hell. What is his deal? Can I just get a little bit?
Well,
Terminator.
Yeah.
let's take you back.
Okay.
Let's take you back
Take me
to
back.
19.
Yes, we are Element 7. Yes. Oh, right.
In the
Is that
title.
what
Did we spoil Element 7? Dylan, you're gonna
We
blame
Dude,
Element?
yeah. What?
We okay, but Bib Fortuna
uh.
is not a spoiler. Come on.
It is in the title. We tried.
No, we talked. Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show. We'll probably talk about it a little later. in the
Let's
show.
let
But
me
anyways,
take you
yeah,
back.
Let me
take
I
you back to
wanna know about this.
1978.
I need Levi to teach me.
When Marvel Star Wars had the license,
Yeah.
they issued comics, I believe, from 1976 to 1986, about 10 years, maybe 77 to 86. I know it ended in 86, and in that, this character Valance, he was,
Oh,
Terminator.
he's old. He's
Terminator,
super old.
He is from then.
Oh,
he is
shit,
from-
I didn't know that.
He is from then,
Hmm.
and so in 2018, in a tie-in with Solo, in the Solo individual comic,
Yeah, the solo book. Yep.
they recanonized him, and
Hmm.
he is, and you see how he gets disfigured and stuff, and then after he was in that, and he has this relationship with Han. The reason he's hunting Han is because he owes Han. He feels that he owes Han, not only his life, but then, like, there's this great moment last issue where Han thinks that Valance is gonna kill him, and he's like, "Why are you trying to kill me? I saved you." He's like, "No, misunderstood." It's a whole thing. You gotta read the. It's kind of confusing.
I'll have to go back.
But so Valance was in that,
Okay.
and then he was in a short run called Target Vader, in which he was contracted.
I
to
heard
try
of
and
that.
kill
I've heard of
Darth
that.
Vader.
Yep, I've heard of that.
And then after that, he was in the Star Wars Empire Ascendant, which was the sort of culmination of all of the 2015 runs. So in 2015, when Marvel retained the license, there was one issue that was a 50-page issue, huge issue that culminated all the stories. He was in that, and now he has his own. He has his own run, Bounty Hunters, where he is the main character. And he's super cool. He's really grown on me, actually. I didn't really like him to begin with, but he has become.
He looks really cool. He's a cool.
He's become one of my favorites
Really? Oh.
in the comic world.
Yeah.
He's
All good. All good. Element 7. Yeah. Update in the comics.
oh yeah, Element was talking about different spoilers, and I know exactly what he's talking about. I haven't.
He can. I don't. Doesn't really matter to me.
Well,
unless
I'll say it. So this is a super deep cut because you guys didn't even know about the Boku stuff working for Vader, and that's from like the other conversation. In the conversation with the Hutts, so in this everyone in the chat, in the issue or the Bounty Hunters,
well, spoilers.
the
so I
Hutts are having a conversation about the return of Crimson Dawn, right? Because that's obviously pertinent to the crime lords. They're
Right. Right, yeah.
Syndicate's back on the scene,
Mhm.
and on the Hutt Council is a really old Hutt. He's like 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
he sort
Yeah.
of-
Didn't they say like you're 1,000 years old?
He's
I
1,000
think
years old.
in this issue.
And they sort of poke him, like, "Hey, dude, what's your take on the situation?" And he sort of, in a daze, is like, "Yeah, I think we can work with Chancellor Lena So. Yeah, she's great. We were with her. I don't trust her cats though." And everyone's like, "What the hell are you talking about? You're old." But that character, that line actually has a lot of implications for the High Republic.
Yeah.
So Lena So is the Chancellor during the High Republic, and this issue implies that we didn't know this about the character. So far, she's been presented as like a paragon. She's like a true believer in her cause, like super true good, like lawful good. This implies that she was working directly with the Hutts at some point. That's kind of sus.
Is she
like,
alive
that's
still?
not. No.
I didn't
Like
think
this
so.
dude's
No,
like
he's
this
just,
dude's like
like,
1,000. So
insane. Right.
he's like,
Got
oh
it,
yeah, I
got
trust Lena So,
Got
and
it,
it's
got
like,
it, got it.
so that implies that she was complicit with some Hutt business, and that's not looking good. And right, so we
Not
tied it back to
looking
earlier to tie it back to how the prequel Jedi became what they are. I think Lena So, something's going on between the Nile and the Republic, and it's gonna pull the Jedi closer to the Republic, and it's just all gonna set down the path of not good. And
Yeah,
I
bad
think-
stuff.
And
Yeah.
AJ and I were texting about earlier. I think this implies that, the Hutts, like maybe Lena So because she's the kind of person who I think the way I read it, the way I read her, is that she's like an ends justify the means kind of person. And so, and right now she's trying to expand the Republic. Like this is like the colonial West. And so if she might call up because the Hutts are out there. The Hutts got got space on the outside.
Yeah.
And she calls up the Hutts, is like, yo, help me take over the.
Yeah.
She just is so sick of the Nile, and she's like, these pirates, I'm expanding the Republic. Help me out, Hutts. That's kind of a yikes. Like I don't think
So
the Jedi.
she's a colonizer, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Jedi are gonna go along with that.
No,
I mean,
definitely.
she's not presented as evil like that, but the whole time I read her, I was just waiting for the turn. She's the kind of character where I'm like, I'm waiting for you to break because you seem like you're an insane person.
Yeah.
Because that's how like
She's very Daenerys
driven she
Targaryen.
is.
Yeah.
She's Daenerys, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of dragons, she has giant cats. So.
That's
She's
cool.
got
Really?
she's got some pretty
Yeah.
cool cats. And on the
Does
on
she
the
like
cover-
carry him around with her everywhere and stuff?
No,
She rides
They're
them?
like
No,
huge.
they're big.
She
They're
like rides
yeah,
them, right?
tigers.
By
Something?
carry, I meant like, do they always accompany her? Like, it just.
Yeah.
That's some art of them. So they're like
Oh,
big
okay.
lions.
Okay.
They'll eat you alive. And in the cover of Rising Storm, the next novel,
Mhm.
they're like attacking.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty sweet.
it looks so cool.
Interesting.
She's like commanding them. She looks pretty good.
So yeah, the Jedi probably won't be down with that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't think like this is this issue had so many connections to things. And it
That's
was,
cool. Well, I'm glad.
And it was cool for someone like me who hasn't read anything else.
Yeah,
like,
I enjoyed
to
it.
still enjoy it and like.
I know.
take
Yeah,
it as
I
what
enjoyed it
is.
too. So.
Yeah. So
have
Because
to-
when a random name gets dropped in Star Wars, you're just like, oh, okay, just it's Star Wars. It's a big galaxy. You could be
yeah,
talking about literally
for me, I'm like Margot. You mean Margot from Solo?
Yeah,
the server,
yeah.
Margot.
But like, here's the connections, and I'm just like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Isn't there
Margot, I will
the,
never
the
see that
Jedi
name
the
ever
Jedi
again.
named Liam?
Yeah, we talk about Liam. Liam was
Yeah,
the king.
Liam.
Yeah.
Liam
A
was
little
the best.
little young than him.
Mhm.
Liam.
He grabs the shades.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get the
Yeah.
shades, Liam.
Yeah, good play, Sham.
big
Yeah,
moment.
Hustle Mando. I can't wait to read it either. Freaking Element here, if he's still in the chat, has read it.
Rising Storm is what? What is it?
The next High
New-
High
it's not-
Republic.
Oh, it's the
High
next. Oh, it's the next. Oh, got it.
It's the big one. Kevin Scott,
Hmm,
who is currently writing the comics and wrote Dooku Jedi Lost. He's done a lot
Yep.
of good stuff.
I knew that.
Good writer.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's a gem. Great guy.
I don't want to steer us too clear, but Levi, I know you have to leave. Do we want to talk Bad Batch at all next episode?
Rex.
Oh, I
Any
forgot
finally
about
Rex.
predictions?
I think the
Rex.
Rex. I think the Rex Star is finally going.
Oh, now you're coming around on it.
Why?
I did this on Santa. I go,
What made you think that?
Rex.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. I
It's
just
gone.
it's just
The
gone.
show's slowed down a
I'm
bit.
on the same page.
They could use
I've been
Rex.
on the Rex train since episode 2.
I
think
I
Rex-
really liked
Rex
last
next
episode,
week.
but
Rex
watching it
season.
again, and we might even talked about this, but it's like, it's like, okay, big reveal. You're being chased by Fennec Shand, and we don't know who sent her. And it's like, oh, we knew that.
Yeah.
And like, so the episode is really just like get the Rancor, and there's a little other stuff sprinkled in, but I didn't think it was anything. I mean, I loved the episode, but I just didn't think it was all too
It wasn't-
all that
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
But they can't all be 10, so
No, I know. That's true. But
but it could use some
yeah,
juicy.
I think we were kind of talking about this. I forget when we were talking about it, but I think it seems that like whatever the episode that Rex is in, I think it might be a 2-parter on Braca. It seems
Lot
like
of
that might be the kind of mid-season.
He'll be in it for more than one
mid-season
episode. Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, I'm with Aiden. All I ask is we
Arc
get some
there.
more crosshair.
yeah
Yes.
I want to see some crossing.
Yeah, I would-
That'll be
I
this
would-
week. It's
I
been
think-
so long.
Yeah, I think a whole crosshair episode would be really cool too. That's something that I would want. You know, just like in a whole episode with crosshair. But yeah, for this week, I mean, forget where do we really leave off? They didn't leave the planet yet, did they?
Well, Sid was sort of like,
Right, Sid was.
you want to come work for me?
Yeah.
I know you're worth something. Sort of like a vague threat, veiled threat.
Yeah,
And Hunter says, "I'll think about it."
yeah.
So I think
So maybe
Yeah.
maybe they'll go off planet and then come back.
I think they're
kinda
gonna go
thing.
off, do something,
Yeah, and then come
come
back.
back. I think we might finally get some resolution or some more thread on Chip going haywire.
Mm,
We need Rex
Wrecker.
to help us with this.
Wrecker. That
Yeah.
sort of shit. Yeah.
Who's the crime syndicate that runs? What was the planet they were just on?
They're on
Ordo.
Ord Mantell.
Oh, Mattel, yeah.
Ord Mantell.
Yeah.
Is it the Black Sun there or something? Or
In
Is it? That's not.
but,
Is it?
I don't think it's officially under anything.
the only
but-
reason I ask is like, if they start working for Sid
Yeah.
and maybe they start getting into some sort of like, they're stepping on people's toes in the gang territories and whatnot. And we talked about Dryden last week, I think, and how there was the character made for him in
the model, yeah.
season
Mhm.
7,
Yep.
the model. So, and we've talked about Crimson Dawn today. Will they appear in Bad Batch? I think it's inevitable they do. eventually.
As I've said, I've put out the model theory of if the model was made, they're going to use it again. It's been true so far. They even used that Grievous model again in the intro.
Yeah.
Dryden
Yeah.
Voss is a character where it kind of makes sense. So
Dryden Voss would be really cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. They made the model.
Yeah, Element does. Yeah, I'm keeping tabs on all the Bad Batch head bonks. Yeah, he's got to
Oh, yeah.
check out Element every episode. A lot of the bonk count.
Oh, he's got the bonk count.
Yeah, so
The bonk
it's
counter.
a lot of
I'll have to
bonks.
check
And, like
that
Wrecker's at the point now where he's literally he's just going my
Yeah.
head.
Hunter's like, you good? And he's like, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like,
But yeah,
I'm
here's
fine.
here before I go here. Here's maybe a highlight out. I don't think they're working for Sid just yet. Hunter says I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Even though they do need food. I think Tech's like, I got the scanner done. Let's scan. Wrecker, no, not good. We know Rex knows something about the chips. Let's go get Rex. Crosshair finds them. Bad stuff happens on Braca.
Two-parter.
Confrontation. Then they come back to Sid. Hey, we need work.
Okay. Yeah.
So wait, you think this week is gonna start that or next week?
I think this week maybe.
If that's all true, then you're a Lucasfilm
Yeah,
plant.
you're
I've been
in
right.
Lucasfilm.
I've been right. Like I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, no, yeah,
And then-
I would agree with that.
The stuff we talked about last week with like Kira and stuff. So,
Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
wink, wink.
who knows? Maybe I'm in charge of Lucasfilm.
Maybe you're George Lucas.
Who
The
knows?
Levi
Next year's
verse.
next video. Levi Bond makes huge changes to Lucasfilm.
Yeah, I
Replacing Kathleen
I
Kennedy.
fired John Favreau from that new project. That was
Yeah, that was a really
Oh.
good idea, actually.
that was me. I hired
Yeah.
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stronger Jedi than Darth
prom?
Vader.
You got a
Yep.
problem?
Got a problem.
Come
No.
at me.
I don't. I can't say I do. That's I'm losing my voice. What the? That'd be
What
a
That's my power. I'm
that'd be
using
a really
my power.
good change.
Yeah,
I'm
Levi. Yeah,
force draining you.
They should remake the original trilogy, but Brie Larson plays Luke. I
Yes.
think
Yes. I think
that
that's
would
Or
really-
Brie Larson plays everybody.
everybody. And Don Cheadle too.
And Don Cheadle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't forget about him.
All right.
I think
He,
it's a
he
good
would be
idea.
really cool in Star Wars. I would like to see that.
Who would Don Cheadle be?
I don't know. Someone new? I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, like what kind of archetype? Like what do you
Oh,
plays himself?
yeah, literally just
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
Can you imagine like
Cheadle
giving
in Star
Jabba's
Wars.
That would be
powers?
cool if he was some
Jabba's
kinda
like,
No, I was gonna say
Don
that'd be kind
Cheadle.
of cool if he like was an entertainer at a like a canteen or something. I don't know.
Well, he's
I- I'd
actually
actually
he's
wouldn't
actually
be cool
British,
with that.
right?
Don Cheadle?
I think he is.
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I
don't
was gonna
think
say
he's
he could play an
British.
Imperial officer. but-
I mean, he could
He
probably.
still could.
I mean, you can see. Yeah,
Yeah.
you still could.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let me look it
What's
up.
isn't there the theory that all Imperial officers go through British accent?
Yep, he's
training?
American.
Training.
Oh well.
Because in Rebels, they all the kids have just English or just
yeah,
they don't have British accents.
Yeah.
Okay. Element 7 before I go. Element 7 says Kennedy promotes
Promotes
Filoni.
Filoni.
Filoni fires
Yeah,
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Levi Bond eats a smash burger. Decides Lucasfilm is woke.
Mm.
Yeah. So
That's how it
with
goes.
that, guys, I do have to.
But you can't
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I do have to go. I have to go onto the high ground on Darth Chaco.
Yeah.
Darth Chaco's podcast on his channel.
Well, I
Stick
say
with
we
these
just send
guys,
everyone
though.
with you
You know,
because
it's
we've
not-
been
oh.
going for like an hour and 20 minutes now.
Oh, okay.
We can still
Well-
go. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat.
Unless I mean, if
Yeah.
you guys want to go,
I'll
then
stay.
that's
I'll
fine.
stay for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am
we
going
can
to
hang out for a bit.
Head out. I appreciate everybody for watching. The audience has been great today. Great questions, great engagement. I love to see it.
Thank you guys.
Check out the Discord server because one of our
Yeah,
main
I'll
topics came from the
I'll
Discord
throw
server
it in
today.
or
We
Dylan,
love
if
that.
Dylan,
We
you
love
wanna
the
throw it in the chat.
Conversation.
Yep.
And there you go. And PlayStation King leaves you with another good topic. Anyone
Yes.
believe Mace Windu survived?
Yes, we'll
All
get
right.
we'll get right into it.
See you,
Thank
Levi.
you, Levi.
Have fun.
Bye.
We'll
See
send
ya.
everyone over once we're done.
Bye.
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 All right.
PlayStation King. Anybody believe Mace Windu
Now that
survived?
he's gone.
Thank God. No, I'm kidding. Anybody believe Mace Windu survived? So I think it might have been
No.
Hustle Manda before. Someone said earlier that like, what if he like fell on just like one of the cars or whatever. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess there's a chance. I mean,
possible.
it's possible. Yeah, of course it's possible. But I don't
Out of all the
know.
people that have survived, he would make the most sense.
Dude, yeah,
but
that's
it's just
true. He makes the
unfortunate.
most sense, yeah, that's
So
true.
many people have come back. I'm like,
I
I,
know
don't want
it's
people
almost
to
the point
keep
where it's
coming
like
back.
you don't. No one's ever really gone. Well, I guess that's.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's dead. I just don't
Thanks,
see
Element 7.
why
See
they
you,
would
man.
even fit him in. I don't know. I would hope he would have to die before the events of the original trilogy, anyways. So Bad
Yeah.
Batch might be a chance
Yeah.
to see him, maybe.
Unless he
And
goes into
then-
hiding. I don't know.
Yeah,
feel
I also feel
they
like he would
pull
like
that one.
charge to Darth Vader. Like he would be like, all right, I'm going to find. If he
Oh,
found
yeah.
out that Anakin became Darth Vader,
Yeah.
he would just go try to find him
Go
and
to
mess him
Vader.
up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I remember he was one of the fan theories for like Mando season 2 when people were like, "Who's the Jedi at the end?" or whatever.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
or whoever's gonna find Grogu. Mace Windu was one of them. I was like, how do you know that? We don't know he's
Yeah, I
even
mean, it was
alive.
just
It would have, yeah,
it was like, what's a potential?
yeah.
And
No,
so
I
it
think
was like,
if he was in there, it would have been kind of out of place. But
That's really
obviously
where
it's
that all
not
started
what-
too. 'cause
Yeah. Yeah.
People started speculating, oh, what Jedi are out there? It's either Cal, Luke, or Mace Windu. So
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it was always gonna be Luke,
Yeah, and
right? Like,
Cal,
we all kind of
too.
knew
Yeah.
that in the
Cal.
back of our mind, but
Yeah.
it was just like no one could believe it. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't. Like even while it was happening, I was like, no,
I
it's
never
gonna be Ezra or
diverged from
something,
that
like, it's
opinion.
not
I
gonna-
always said it was Luke.
Yeah,
You can go
yeah,
back.
and I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Go
did
back.
again, but like it was too hard to believe.
Yeah, no, it was for sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from like from the issue that was like really like anything to talk about. See the Zuckuss and like Forlom interaction with Boba
That
was
was
pretty cool.
I guess I never really considered like who Zuckuss is as like a person, you know? Like I haven't seen anything other than
What,
just,
just
him
like
looking
being
cool.
a background character?
Yeah,
something
so I
like that,
didn't know
yeah.
he had like a lot of story to him actually.
Yeah.
A lot of personality there.
Yeah. What did
think-
people in the chat who read it? What did you guys think of it? Just like I don't know. We can do like something. Do a score out of 10. Do a score out of 10. Go ahead, AJ.
I think that was it Levi was saying that Zuckuss is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think-
Well, that
I
would
think
make
he's
sense
gone.
from his
I mean-
explanation. Oh, you do
You
think?
think
he-
yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess he could have landed on a car too, like Mace Windu. But
yeah.
I don't think
or
he's
a
background
speeder.
character enough to just kill him like that. But I guess they
Well,
would.
It seems
True.
like
I
he's
don't
been
know,
kind
yeah.
of prominent in the comics. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Has he been in the Bounty Hunters comic a lot?
He has, yeah.
Yeah.
Levi would know more about that than I would.
Have you
but
read?
yeah,
Have you read that?
I've been in and out of that
In
a
and
little
out?
bit, but he's been fairly prominent. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I don't know. It'd be weird just to
from-
bring him
from
back. Like
Levi's
you guys said, he was.
explanation, I would think that he'd probably come back at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me. But
And then
Yeah.
I did
Forlom,
love
who knows?
Forlom's head. Yeah,
Forlom, that was
pretty
pretty cool. Yeah, even the
Yeah.
cover with, he's holding.
And then
Forlom's
what
head
was
on
Boba
it.
saying to all the other bounty hunters in Jabba's palace? He was like, "Are you really just gonna die? Like I'm going to kill you. Like you can either die just like fighting for Jabba for no
Oh
reason,
yeah,
or you
yeah,
can-
yeah,
yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, you know what? Good point."
yeah. That,
Jedi General
That was
says, "World Between Worlds can fix and/or screw up everything." Well, yeah,
That's
it's
true.
I mean,
World
I
Between
honestly
Worlds is a
really-
complicated thing.
I don't want them touching World Between Worlds all that much. Ahsoka will
No.
probably talk about it. I think she'll reference like
I
was in
think
the World
Ahsoka
Between
will
Worlds and
have
this
some
place.
involvement in it. I think it's
Um,
yeah. I have a
I've always
feeling.
so is there a specific reason that Palpatine wasn't able to fully interact with it other than just like shooting like force flames into it?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you have to be a Jedi and
I don't-
enter through that temple?
You mean yeah? You're saying
I
in
think
that,
so. Yeah.
In that
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The
I'm not sure how he was in Rebels.
Rebel
I'm not
scene?
sure how he was able to like even enter it when
It seemed like,
when
it seemed
Ezra
like
and
he had some kind of like he was doing like it looked like a cauldron like or some kind of something
Yeah.
that he was doing.
like
He was
something
met-
out of like Harry Potter.
yeah, literally
Yeah.
like some kind of like Wizard of Oz thing, like Wicked Witch of the West type thing. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, but
But I think the only way to enter was through that
was to that temple.
temple,
Yeah.
through that
Yeah,
wall or
for sure.
whatever. So
Yeah.
And that's why they were like excavating.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what was that excavator's name? Like he was the main leader. He was like trying to
Oh, I forget. He was great though.
He was cool, yeah.
Hey
Pretty
Aiden,
cool.
thanks for popping in. We're yeah.
See you, Aiden.
I think in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we're gonna
Aiden.
send
Yeah, we
y'all
can
over
wrap
to,
it up. We'll wrap it up at 8. But
Bernie's- Yeah.
bunch of nerds in this channel.
We are.
What? No.
Levi Bond. You
I
were
bought
fired.
the Alpha comic too. AJ, is that
Yeah.
was that good too?
Yeah, it was a nice little intro to it. I was
Yeah.
confused because like this was War of the Bounty Hunters 1,
Mm-hmm.
but I saw the other one last week. Was it? and I picked it up
I-
at the shop at Newberry
think-
Comics. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Newberry
Um,
Comics if you're in the.
Yeah.
Are they only Massachusetts? How far do they go?
I think they're New England. I think
Yeah,
there's a
New-
couple in
just that area.
Connecticut and maybe like New Hampshire.
Yeah, yeah. So this list on the
Yeah.
back, yeah. There's a lot.
That's everything.
It's
coming
nice to
out.
have that.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
super cool. Yeah, I'm glad they did it this way. Yeah, yeah, I guess I have to pick up all these other issues here, the tie-in issues or whatever.
Yeah,
Have
it's
you
tough
have
because,
you read all,
each
like,
one of
the-
those is like down the line, you know? Like they're all like 13 and then it's like 7.
Oh,
So like
yeah,
if you
yeah,
really
yeah.
want to catch up, you gotta
Start
Yeah,
It's
from one.
confusing, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Have you read all these, AJ? Or I guess
I've read all the new Vader ones,
okay,
some of the Bounty Hunters line, and then the Star Wars line as well.
cool.
Nice.
The Star Wars
Yeah.
one.
Yes, I will, Jedi
it's
General.
okay.
Thank you, man. Yeah. No, but I felt good. I feel like I really haven't like sat down and read a comic in a minute, so. That was
Yeah, I
cool.
like speed ran it too because I had to like make the thumbnail.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and
do
then-
want to go back and like
Just
actually
start the stream.
appreciate some of the art.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no,
It's
the
nice
art-
to
the
have
art's
just-
super cool. It was awesome.
A little extra, Star Wars content and whatnot, even if it's just a comic every
Yeah,
few weeks
I
or
think
whatever.
comics are great, so
They're cool, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool way to tell a story.
for sure.
right. The little,
Yeah.
it's just like cool connected.
Yeah, 'cause I was-
then
I was thinking
again,
the
like,
thing with-
before,
Go ahead, Don.
I was just gonna say I never even considered that like Boba would have had a tough time delivering.
Yeah, I know. It's one of
on
those
his
things
card.
where
No,
it's
not at all.
like,
So
yeah, really like, it's a really creative story. Because I was thinking like, I feel like comic is really, or I guess, I feel like comics was like one of the only ways to do like the Kira reveal, for example, because she was talking in the beginning of the book. I guess they could have done like if it was like a show or a movie or something, they could have done like a voice modulator type deal. Or, but I was thinking,
Yeah.
you know,
right.
it was one of those.
That's
things
true.
where-
Yeah, I didn't really
was,
think about that.
Yeah. Do y'all ever get the itch to read the Legends comics? Yeah. So I want to. Levi's read everything, so he knows it all. But yeah, I want to.
I
just
get
feel
too
like there's
overwhelmed.
so much. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
overwhelming.
It's too much.
So it's like I don't really know where to start, except obviously like the first issues of everything. So maybe one day, but I think at least like what we're doing now, like pulling from Legends, and
Yeah.
that stuff's really cool. So like that kind of makes me want to go back and like read the original, whatever character or even like plot line or whatever it was, what it was in the Legends comic. Like so, it's interesting, yeah, but it's a little overwhelming. I don't really know where to start. So I know
Yeah.
there's a lot to it, but
Yeah.
But
I think on Star Wars Explained,
Mhm.
he has like a Legends section.
oh, he does. Okay.
So I've always thought
Yeah,
about
yeah,
maybe I'll just
I
go
knew
there
that.
and check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll
Yeah.
take a look.
right,
Hoffman
well-
said I go back and check out the Star Wars Republic comic. Okay, so he said the Star Wars Republic comic series. The art is awesome with the Clone Wars battles and stuff. Yeah, I do know about that. That was one I've seen the panels of that book before. Yeah, it's cool stuff. Yeah, the Clone Wars books probably interest me the most. So that's
Yeah.
something I'd be really interested in. But
Well, Choco is about to go live.
Choco's gonna go
so
live. We're
do
gonna
we want to
yeah.
send everyone over to them?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll
We'll
put it in the chat.
Well, yeah. Let me.
Little outro
Do you want
business.
to?
Yeah, I
the,
got it, I got it.
go with the link. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a link to
well,
Chacos. Everyone, our All New Nerds ambassador Levi is going to be over there talking to them about Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So make sure to go check that out.
Yeah, I think they're breaking down. I think this comic and then some book stuff. But yeah, definitely go check that out. And thank you guys for watching. Okay, you don't need to spam it, Dylan. Okay. Thank you everybody for watching this All New Nerds Live. Thank you AJ for coming on once again. Great time as always. Super good book. I think we all super liked it. I think, not to speak for everybody, but I think we all liked it.
10 out of
I loved
10.
it,
10
yeah.
out of 10.
It was
It
great.
was awesome. A lot of fun. Cannot wait to see where it goes. I think it excites me because I feel like I'm getting back into comics. But all right. Thank you, everybody.